Y'all know what time it is. Allegedly with Brittany J. Let us get into it. Huh. Allegedly with Brittany J. Truth coming through, better clear the way. Cases, headlines, trials, tea. But she keep it classy, you can plainly see. Allegedly with Brittany J. Prayers going up every single day. Mom of 6 with a heart so strong. Real one here, you cannot go wrong. She do not gotta scream, she do not gotta fight. She let the facts talk loud, every move she make. From the missing in the trials to the news that breaks, she bring truth to the table, yeah, that is her lane. She lets people talk, lets opinions ride. Open to the what ifs from the other side. Speculation cool, when the respect stay true. She gives room for thought, lets the audience view. When the lies start flying and the trolls get bold, she do not fold up and she do not get cold. She respond with class, let the record be known. You can keep that circus, she is staying grown. She got family at home and a purpose in sight. Still showing up strong when the days get tight. And she praying for the people when they need that love. Trying to better herself while she looking above. So tune in close, let the real one stay. It is allegedly with Brittany J. Allegedly with Brittany J. Truth coming through, better clear the way. Cases, headlines, trials, tea. But she keep it classy, you can plainly see. Allegedly with Brittany J. Prayers going up every single day. Mom of 6 with a heart so strong. Real one here, you cannot go wrong. Facts matter, opinions, welcome. Prayers up. Allegedly with Brittany J. Come, prayers up.
Apparently, we got people that like to zoom in. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Give a shout out to Mandy from Spirit Seeker Squad for that lovely intro. Thank you, Mandy. Oh, y'all. I'm going to try to get through this one. Hey, Junelle. Good to see you. Michelle. Brenda Sue. Who else is with us? We got Joan in the house tonight. Hello, Joan. Hey, PJ. Hey, Buckeye Tricia. How are you? How's everybody doing? I hope you had a good day. Hey, Randa. We got Opal Sis. Luminous is in the house. Hey, Luminous. You guys, did y'all hear there was an arrest made a little bit ago? We have an arrest in the case of Celeste Rivas. The singer David has officially been charged with her unaliving. So we'll probably be covering that tomorrow. Finally got an arrest. David, singer and artist David has been officially been arrested for the unaliving of Celeste Rivas. That's so creepy, y'all, because he's got songs about her and stuff. It's so weird. Hey, Carolina Moon, how are you? Hey, Miss Gloria, welcome. Hey, PJ. Trisha, nice to see you. Come on in, everybody. Hey, Just My Girls. Yes, it has been a long time coming. I didn't think that he would be, I didn't think that there would be no indictment this far. Like, it would even go this far. We heard a couple months ago that they were questioning his dad. Remember? David's dad, he petitioned the courts that he should not have to answer questions regarding his son because he's his son's father or whatever. I don't know how that would absolve him from questions, but yeah, he tried to get out of it. I knew then that they were coming, like they were zeroing in on David. Hey, Brenda. Welcome. Let's see who else is here with us. Just My Girls, Luminous. Just Jana, how are you? I meant to tell you the other day, I noticed, I think it was Facebook. I believe it was Facebook. Was it your birthday the other day, Just Jana? I'm pretty sure it was. And if that's the case, happy belated birthday. I hope you had a good one. Why didn't you come tell me so I could serenade you? She says, I've been watching the Athena Strand. Oh, Jana, I can't do it. It was Tuesday. You should have came and told me. I would have sang happy birthday to you. But I get it. I know you probably have been tore up about that one. Because, look, somebody just left me like just a little bit of the details of what all happened with her unaliving, and it was enough to, like, I was traumatized for like 2 days. I'm good. I can't cover Athena's case because of that. It's just too much. He needs the electric chair or the wood chipper. They shouldn't let him live. Oh, has it, Heidi? Hey, Heidi. Hey, Kim. Good to see you. Yeah, I can't. Nope. Hey, Dapper. Good to see you. Catch me if you can. It is an awful case. Good to see you, Catch Me. How are you? Hey, Randa. Good to see y'all coming in.
Woman discovers dog ate her face during seizure after fiance's FaceTime call.
What?
A woman suffered horrific facial injuries after being mauled by her own pit bull while she collapsed during a seizure, and she only did the full extent of, I don't know what a typo, I guess, of her injuries when she FaceTimed her fiance.
Jesus, I cannot. Did you hear what he just said?
Karma Davis, 25, lost both her lips, a large portion of her left cheek, and the bottom of her nose in the savage attack. Her left ear was also severely disfigured, while her right ear was partially torn off, but later successfully reattached by surgeons.
Oh, God.
During Karma's most recent seizure on March the 2nd, her rescue dog, Veiws, brutally mauled her as she lay unconscious on the kitchen floor. The horrific incident echoes that of Jacqueline Duran, who was similarly mauled by a pit bull she considered harmless. Karma from Peoria, Illinois, has a long history of grand mal seizures, which can trigger violent convulsions and cause complete loss of consciousness. On the day of the attack, she had forgotten to take her medication, which she believes likely set off her seizure. It wasn't until she video called her partner Trenton after regaining consciousness that Karma fully grasped the devastating extent of her injuries.
Good night.
I woke up and tried to find my phone because I knew I'd had a seizure. Karma revealed, I didn't know what happened to my face as I still out of it from the seizure. I ended up finding my iPad and I messaged Trent, who was at work. The shocking reality only hit during the call. It was during the video chat we both realized the extent of what had happened. I started freaking out. I kept saying, Fazo ate my face. I look at I look like a skeleton. My lips are
Oh
gone.
my goodness.
Karma's fiance, Trenton, 23, who was an hour away at work servicing vehicles, immediately called for an ambulance. She was transferred to a hospital where surgeons
Jesus.
performed urgent procedures to control the hemorrhaging before placing her in a medically induced coma for 2.5 days. In the weeks that followed, she endured multiple uh, operations, including reconstructive surgeries, a skin graft that harvested from her leg to cover portions of her face. Look at this.
Jesus.
You see it?
Bless her heart. Oh,
She looks
God.
like Hannibal Lecter or something.
Yeah, she has. Oh, man.
That's horrible.
Oh, bless her.
Karma spent approximately 10 days in the hospital and now needs continuous medical attention, including frequent appointments with plastic surgeon, assistance from home health nurses. She must be fed through a tube as normal eating is currently impossible. She got no lips. Karma worries she may never again regain the ability to eat normally again. Medical professionals are exploring additional treatment options, including further grafts to attempt lip reconstruction or a complete lower face transplant, which would necessitate lifelong anti-rejection medication. Carmen described her injuries. My left ear is very disfigured
Oh, my
and missing a
goodness.
decent amount of it. Most of my left cheek is gone. Both my lips are gone. The bottom of my nose is gone. A small part of my right cheek was pulled back,
Jesus.
but they were able to reattach for the most part. My right ear was partially pulled off, but was able to be reattached. He
So
nicked
pit
an
bull?
artery. He nicked an artery in my neck, which is how I lost most of my blood.
Oh, my goodness.
Carmen had saved the dog from an abusive household 4 years earlier. Animal control officers seized Veiws after the attack, and the dog was subsequently euthanized. The vicious attack was very out of character, Carmen reveals. Carmen said, I miss him, but I definitely won't want him back. Seeing pictures of him in my camera roll is actually a little traumatizing still. He never showed any signs of aggression. Veiws even loved playing gently with baby ducklings, despite sustaining devastating life-altering injuries. Carmen maintains a remarkably positive outlook. Ever since I woke up from the coma, I've been making jokes, she says. I told everyone I'm glad to be alive and making the most out of what I still can do versus the stuff I'm not able to do anymore. I'm lucky I can still see out of both of my eyes. I can hear out of one of my ears for now, but the other one is still packed full of stuff to keep it from opening while it's swelling. I can smell, I can walk, I can talk, even though it may be a bit hard to understand me. She's got no lips, right? Carmen notes that her facial wounds aren't particularly painful most of the time. They have me on so many nerve and pain medications and muscle relaxers, thankfully. Yet she explains my thigh, where they took the skin graft, is where most of the pain is coming from currently. I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody.
Mm.
Can you
Good
imagine?
grief.
You just wake up one day and you have the
Oh.
worst day of your entire
Oh,
fucking
my
life.
Jesus. So she goes into a
Karma's a
seizure.
motherfucker, ain't it?
She goes into a seizure, and then
You want me to send it to you?
you
I
read
the
it.
whole
There's
thing.
really nothing else for me to say. You read it. That's heartbreaking. Good Lord.
Illinois.
So she'll have God knows how many surgeries she's going to have to go through. They'll have to make lips. I can't even fathom. Hey, just a RN. When did that happen, Craig? Did it give a
I already
date?
closed it. I'm sorry.
I'll try to find out, Chelsea. Hold on. And welcome, Chelsea. How are you?
That's why I try to stay right with God, man. You might wake up and tomorrow might be your day to come due on all your karma. It might just all clap on your ass at once. I'm not saying she deserved that.
No, I know what you're saying. Like,
it happens, you might wake up tomorrow and get a car accident. It happens. It happened to my brother. You wake up, shit happens. I don't want to be living on, hate-filled time. with a whole lot of
Lord.
judgment coming my
Mm-mm.
way. You know,
No. Heck no.
I want to be, helping people, and God knowing I still
Let's
got a
see.
decent heart whenever my day comes.
Amen.
Life's
Right.
short, man. And all these women, they spend all their time trying to tear down a family with children, little babies on the way.
Let me see.
Wake up call, honey.
Heidi says, "Good
That ain't
Lord,
the
I
way you
couldn't
wanna
even
live, I'm telling
imagine
you.
what she was going through." Oh, me either. Like, imagine you're by yourself. She's by herself.
At least
All
she
of a
didn't have to
sudden,
experience it. She just wakes up
she
and her
just,
face is completely
yeah,
washed
she
away.
just goes through a horrific
Seizure.
grandma seizure, and then boom. And the poor dog, honestly.
It's a hard world, man. Keep being evil to somebody else. Your
Well,
day's gonna come.
the dog probably didn't even know, like, you know what I mean? At the same time, the poor dog gets unalive too. And truth be told, if she's having a vicious seizure, that dog probably didn't know how to react,
Yeah, she's probably rolling around screaming, and that's
Yeah,
why he's
because
biting her.
when you have like a grandma seizure, you can be violent. It can be, I mean, there's no telling, that dog might have thought that, he was
Why you call
defending
it a grandma
himself.
seizure?
Because that's a grandma seizure, when you don't remember anything of it
Is
like
that what
that.
you call it in Georgia?
No, that's the worst seizure that you can have, is a grandma seizure.
I've never
It's
heard that.
Yeah, look it up. It's a real thing.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. There's grandma. There's different levels, but the grandma seizure is the worst one. Hang on, y'all.
Grand mal seizure. Is that what you mean?
Is it grandma?
Grand mal.
I always thought it was grandma.
Grand mal seizure.
Oh,
So
grandma
you're
seizure.
at least close to it, yeah. Grand mal seizure, really.
Well, shit, I don't know. I've always called it a grandma seizure.
Okay, well, we all learned something.
I did, little Lulu. That's what I thought it was called. A grandma, like, because I always thought, like, okay, well, grandma would be like, you know, the highest tier, you got grandma, mama, daughter. Anyway, you learn something new. Hey.
I was like, why is she calling it that?
Well, I was close.
Grand mal.
Grand mal seizure. Grand mal.
You heard it as
I always thought it was grandma. Oh, yes, Chelsea, we are having a baby. Very soon. Like I'm scared to push too hard soon. Pronounced like grand mal. See, so I wasn't wrong, right? Lee Zimmerman says it's pronounced like grand, MAWL, mall. So grandma, I'm no wonder I thought it was grandma seizure.
Tomato.
Thank you. I mean,
do you honestly think the doctors at the hospital going, she had a grand mal seizure?
No, but
again?
it's also not pronounced Alzheimer's, but people call it that. I hate when people call it that crap.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
People, y'all hear people call it Alzheimer's. Oh, my, this is gonna be rough. Shit. I'm gonna try to do my best, y'all. The baby's kicking me in a very uncomfortable spot. Okay. Hey, Buckeye Tricia. Hey, flight nurse. Brittany, are you aware, David? Yes, flight nurse. I had just said that a few minutes ago, actually. Singer. Well, I'll announce that one more time. The artist, singer, whatever you want to call him, David Weirdo. He has officially been arrested on,
formerly known as Prince,
for unaliving Celeste Rivas for the. So we will be talking about that probably tomorrow. I'll get some more details. Hey, Diana, shout out to Diana. She's actually the one that told me about it. I didn't even know. Diana's been keeping up with Celeste and the case with David. Flight nurse, it's nice to see you, Soulshine. Did I miss anybody? Soul Child, Reality Wins. What's going on, girl? Yes, today, just today, Reality. It happened a little bit ago, actually. Let me see. Hey, DJ, how are you? Let me see. Give me just a second. Can y'all believe that this week is already over? Like it's already Friday? Does it feel like it feels like it flew by? Hey, beautifully broken. You're still asleep? Oh no. Hey, Soul Child. Hey, just a RN. What was his actual charge? Just a RN? Hold on, I'll tell you. It's murder, I think. David arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Yeah. He's being charged with murder. Let me see. This is from NPR at 10:19 p.m. Singer David is arrested months after a teen's remains were found in his car. Singer David has been arrested on suspicion of unaliving a 14-year-old girl whose decomposed body was found last year in his apparently abandoned Tesla that was towed from the Hollywood Hills, authorities said on Thursday. Los Angeles police said in a brief statement that the 21-year-old Houston-born alt-pop singer, whose legal name is David Burke, was being held without bail on suspicion of murder after his arrest in the investigation of the unaliving of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Police said investigators would present a case to prosecutors at the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office on Monday. Oh, I am here for that. The office said that in its own statement that it is aware of the arrest and that its Major Crimes Division will review the case and determine whether there's enough evidence to file charges. The singer had been under investigation by the LA County grand jury looking into the death of Rivas Hernandez. The probe was officially secret, but its existence and the designation of David as its target was revealed on February the 25th when the mother, father, and brother filed an objection in a Texas court to subpoena demanding they will testify. I don't know why they would word this like this. It sounds a little disrespectful, but the long dead body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in a Tesla on September the 8th, a day after she would have turned 15, one day after her birthday. One day after her 15th birthday, her body was found in the Tesla. She was a 13-year-old seventh grader when her family reported her missing in 2024 from her hometown in Lake Elsinore, about 70 miles southeast of Los Angeles. Authorities give her age as 14 when she was unalived in court documents. This joker's 21 years old, and she ran away to go be with him at 13. The 2023 Tesla Model Y was registered in the singer's name at the Texas address of his subpoenaed family members, according to court filings from prosecutors, and had been towed from an upscale neighborhood in the Hollywood Hills where it had been sitting seemingly abandoned. Police investigators searching the Tesla in a tow yard found a cadaver bag covered with insects and a strong odor of decay. Court documents said, and detectives particularly. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Strong odor and decay, the court document said the detectives partially unzipped the bag and observed a decomposed head and torso. Trigger warning. Investigators from the LA County Medical Examiner's Office removed the bag and discovered the arms and legs had been severed from the body.
I'm still thinking about that girl waking up with her lips. Can you imagine that?
No. According
to waking up, she grabs her phone trying to call her boyfriend. She's got no lips.
God. All right, let me see. According to the court documents, a second black bag was found under the first, and dismembered body parts were inside of it. No cause of death has been publicly revealed. Authorities had not publicly named David David as a suspect prior to the arrest. David gained popularity among Generation Z fans for his blend of indie rock, R&B, and lo-fi pop. He went viral on TikTok in 2022 with the hit Romantic Homicide. What a name, right? Which peaked at number 4 on the Billboard's Hot. Hang on. Okay, which peaked on the number 4, at number 4 on the Billboard's Hot Rock and Alternative Songs chart. He then signed with the Dark Room and Interscope Records and released the debut EP Petals to Thorns and a follower, The Lost Petals, in 2023. When the body was discovered, David had been on tour in support of his first full-length album, ironically titled Withered. Let me see. Later, the last 2 North American shows in San Francisco and Los Angeles, along with a scheduled performance in LA's Grammy Museum, were canceled as the European tours that was to have begun in Norway. So anyway, he ended up canceling this tour because his ass knew he was in trouble. We'll do some more deep diving on that tomorrow. There's a lot with David's case. We can go through and I can show some of the stuff that I've shared before, where like there's live streams that David did where Celeste was there and she, was trying to be like discreet, not hide her identity so much, but like they were kind of being a little sneaky. Oh, Opal says, I'm hoping that my 9th grandbaby will be here soon. My daughter had an appointment today. She started dilating. She's at 2 centimeters. So hopefully not too much longer. Baby boy will be. Oh yeah, you're definitely not. She's well on her way. Probably another week.
There we go.
Okay. Diana says 104 for an adult is not good. No, I don't think so either. What's up, D? Hey, Reality.
Hey, hon.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Blown away by these what's coming out we got an arrest in David's case. Oh, here's another thing. They found DNA in Nancy Guthrie's house.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I figured we might can talk about that tomorrow too. I'd already had the Anna Kepner stuff scheduled, so I'm gonna try my best to glean information I forgot what I was gonna say now. Shit, never mind. Just went right over my head. Completely just forgot.
There's just a lot to cover. Just put it that way.
Hey, Nomad. Nomad says I'm listening. My eyes are hurting, so I'm gonna lay the phone down. Okay, love. I hope you're all right.
Hi, everybody coming in. It's good to see y'all. Be sure to hit the like button.
Are you having a migraine? Let me see. All right. You okay? Did you have a good day?
Me, I did. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I sure did.
It was hot. Oh my God, it was hot today,
Yeah,
y'all.
I don't go out when it's like this.
Listen, Linda, if I had to go through all the summer months like this, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't make it.
Mm-mm.
There's no way.
No.
I could not imagine being like this pregnant through the whole. So, nope.
Yeah, I was miserable with my son in the summer. It was horrible.
I can imagine you probably would be like me. Be like,
Oh, I was. You don't want to be. You wouldn't want to be around me. Just put it that way. I was not a happy camper.
look, reality. There's
I
your
was
boo thing.
miserable. Hi, Astroman. Good to see you.
Funny.
And that's only because the daddy of my child
Mhm.
didn't fix the AC, so it was very miserable for me.
Yeah, I get it. Mm-mm. Ugh, sucks.
Well, that's good, Astro. I'm glad it's going down and you're feeling better.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is good, Astro.
that's
Glad to
over-
hear that.
That's over 30 years ago, so
Astro said, "I'm feeling human again." Face went down. That's good.
yeah.
That is so good. D says,
I'm
"I got
drinking-
up. It got
I'm-
up to 91. Yeah, it was 90.
I'm drinking kombucha.
Oh, I hadn't had kombucha in a while.
Oh, this one's good. This has tangerine in it.
Oh, yeah. So it's got some good flavor. It's not like that.
Yeah, I can't handle it. I have to have a little bit of something else in it.
Well, yeah, because my brother, he got me the kombucha tea. And he's like, "It's so good for you." And I'm like,
It is.
I know that it is.
Yeah.
The fact that I know, but like, it's just so, oh God, it's like chemicals. I don't know. Kombucha tea is not good. It is
No.
not good. It tastes like,
It's good for your gut.
Yeah.
It's great for your gut.
Yeah. I could see that.
That's what it's for. That's why it tastes so nasty. Think about it. But I found one. I found one, so I'm going to stick with it.
Crazy.
So
Yeah, if you found one that's good, that's more power to.
I got it at Trader Joe's. So,
Hey, Heather.
so this case.
Yeah, let me pull up. Hold on a minute. So I went over to Plunder, and I did my due diligence. Like, shout out to her. She,
You said there's another steak left?
yeah, it's in the oven. There's steak and there's some lasagna in the oven, and
Oh, the boys crashed out early tonight.
yeah, they were tired. I can't believe Christian didn't even eat. He just fell asleep. So he can have some lasagna.
Staying up late finally caught up with him.
Yeah. So Plunder bought the 35 pages of unsealed documents in the case of Anna Kepner and her stepbrother. I downloaded them. I paid. I just paid Plunder, like, the, you know what I mean, the Patreon.
Good. Beautifully broken. I know my granddaughter makes it, but I can't handle that potent. I have to have a little bit of something to tame it down. So I know all about it. But anyway.
That's so funny to me. Hold on a second. Yeah, kombucha. If somebody can find me a way to make it tolerable, I would love to drink it because I know it's good for you for sure. I know it's good for you, but I cannot, like, I can't stomach kombucha. Have you ever had kombucha tea?
Got him in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going back down to 40 for y'all, D. Where are you at?
Yeah, there's a big fluctuation in temperature coming again. So
for us too?
Yeah.
It's gonna get cold again?
Yeah, it's gonna dip down.
Fuck. I'm over it. I'm over it. All right. We're gonna read through this indictment because basically a grand jury has ruled, and Anna Kepner's stepbrother is officially being charged in her homicide. But he is not in jail.
Right. Make that make
sense. He's not in jail.
Make that make sense.
He's out here living his life. And he's got a murder trial coming up. So, hold on a second. We're going to look at a little bit of this. Hang on. But then hold up.
Is this
oh, what is that?
Do you think it's real or do you think it's AI?
AI.
I don't think it's real either.
No, that baby's not real.
He's 16. She was 18. And they were step siblings.
Well, and he's... Hold on. Hang on. All right. Give me just a second. Let me pull this up. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. All right. There we go. I'm going to pull up Blenders.
They have the camera footage. They have
we're going to go through a bunch of stuff. They have camera footage. Listen, y'all. He's done.
The key card.
Yep.
His story that he was saying. Yeah, okay.
Well, no, listen, they have it on camera. She goes in. He goes in the cabin. Nobody else is around. Nobody else goes into the cabin.
Right.
Nobody is seen coming or going except for him.
Right.
He's seen leaving the cabin. She's never seen leaving the cabin again. Nobody else went in that cabin at all but him.
What? Just Marion?
Let me see. Heather. Oh yeah. So we prayers go out to Center. I think his dad passed away today.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry to hear
uh
that.
we
He does,
are
although
yeah.
he doesn't like us, we still will pray for you and
Yeah.
send condolences.
100%.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. I couldn't imagine. Well, no, I could. I lost my mama,
No.
but my dad's still here. Thank God. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, we send our condolences and
Yes.
you know, all of that good stuff. I hope he's okay and he's handling it well. Yes, Heather, it seems like it was unexpected from what I heard.
Yeah. So we're sending our condolences. Hopefully you'll have some strength
Yeah.
to carry on.
Can't
Take some time off that you need.
yeah.
Don't be a meanie.
Yep.
Don't be a meanie.
Who?
On what? Who's that?
Ask a star is born.
A Star is Born? Yeah.
It took me a minute. I was like,
Yeah, I see it now. It's Star is Born 17. I see it.
girl on Virgin River died. Who was that? What is that?
Yeah. I don't know, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff to cover for tomorrow too. And then Saturday you have MJ and all that stuff. So
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been watching. And you can ask Diane. I've been dropping stuff about MJ in the group all day today. Like I'm just gathering info snacks left and right.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna go over this document
Yep.
drop.
So I'm going to play just a little bit of this because she does do a good kind of a synopsis, but I'm going to read through some of the documents, specifically the indictment.
Be sure you go over there and give her a watch and a like.
Yeah,
She
y'all
does
make
good.
sure you sub up to Plunder. She's
does
amazing.
great. Yeah, she does great. Great work.
All right, hold on a second. Okay, and for the record, the stepbrother, I believe, is 16, but he is in charge.
Yeah,
adult.
Yeah, yes, and then there's the 14-year-old too, because apparently they all three were sharing that room.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think the other brother actually came forward and said that he overheard Anna scream.
And then her boyfriend, he came forward saying a bunch of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she didn't want to stay there. She wanted to go spend the night over at her friend's house a lot.
Or she was terrified of the brother.
Yep.
And the apparently the so basically Anna's dad met this lady who had a 16-year-old son. They all, they moved in, and the son just became how do I say this? Unreasonably obsessed with Anna.
It was
infatuated. Yeah.
Infatuated big time.
And Anna was absolutely terrified of him, which breaks my heart because, like, imagine you're one of your parents bringing somebody into your home, right? And it just wrecks your whole everything.
Yeah, and she had her future plan too. She was going to go in the Navy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'll show different stuff. She's just a normal 18-year-old girl. So, yeah, 135 people on board, just my girls. The fact that
Is this the cruise girl?
yes,
Yeah, I remember that.
the fact that this dude is like roaming free right now. Now, granted, he is
No,
on a
Wait a minute. She's talking about a plane that's having a hard time landing that has 135 passengers.
what? There's a
Yeah.
plane.
A
That's my girl.
Southwest plane trying to land,
Oh,
having flap issues at San Diego.
Damn.
Hi, Brian On girls. Good to see you. Yeah, so oh,
What? 135. See, that's something's going on with the planes lately.
they don't do routine maintenance on them. They need to be doing their jobs, but with all the things that are going on.
Right. This
And
is crazy.
the planes, a lot of them, they need new planes. They're all outdated.
Too many issues with planes. Way too many lately.
Something wrong with your internet? I can't connect my game.
I don't. Am I coming in clearly to y'all? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you fine.
Mine's working.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this.
Try to refresh your
Restart the whole game.
thing, babe. All right, we're gonna get into this. Let me see real quick.
Restart the computer.
You couldn't pay me to fly. Me either. Give me just a second. I'm getting a pain, y'all.
Oh no!
Sciatica.
What, Gloria?
What? What is it?
No, you guys don't.
Your son is on a plane right
you're
now.
scared.
Oh, well, Miss Gloria, you
You're
just don't.
giving her anxiety. Don't give her anxiety.
Yeah, don't even think about that, Miss Gloria. You know that most people. There's how many planes are flying tonight? You know.
Oh.
So
you look up on the radar and you're like, wow.
the likelihood that, yeah, I mean, it's still your son is going to be okay. This is still a small likelihood anything will happen when you fly. You know what I mean?
That's just how our chat is. Sorry,
Yeah.
people are having different conversations. Sorry, it's just the way it is here. Anyway, going back
I cannot believe you got the nerve to come in my chat and
I know,
and try to freaking rush me with that name.
Kick rocks. Kick rocks.
Some weird person with an extremely inappropriate name really has the nerve to come in my chat and say, "For the love of God, get on with it." Like, what do you think? I'm going to read your comment and be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do exactly what you said." Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. I'm going to play a little bit of this.
It's all the haters that
they accuse her 16-year-old stepbrother, and since the court is considering him an adult, certain journalists are doing the same, so I will say his name. Timothy M. Hudson. You won't believe all this freedom he's been given. I had to just get these court documents. I had to download all of them. I said, stay off of Pacer, Paula. Well, where do I find myself today? Monday, April 13th, right back on Pacer, downloading every single available unsealed document in this case. I'm sure you remember Anna Kepner. We went over this case in November 2025. She went on this cruise. It's just horrible to think about. And unfortunately, who accompanied her 16-year-old stepbrother, who she had been complaining about, apparently, and other siblings went along with them. Also, her stepmom, Chantel Hudson, so that's Timothy's bio mom, she'd been going through a thing with her ex-husband, Thomas Hudson. He's the father of Timothy. Timothy is now able to be charged as an adult. And Timothy, as recently as today, he's back in custody of his uncle. But just this past weekend, I was reading through these court documents. It lets me know that as early as just last week, Timothy was given so much freedom, he was able to just hang out with his dad, help his dad with his landscaping business. That's quite a lot of freedom, in my opinion. Even though he's 16 years old, he's been charged with some pretty serious crimes. He's being charged with the essay of Anna. If you want to read the documents, you can. I downloaded so many. A lot of them are repetitive motions, say the same things about sealing, but some of them give us really good information about a horrible event. And they let us know why a grand jury decided, oh, well, this boy is 16. He needs to be charged as an adult. I'll put the links to all those documents below. For now, I will read the highlights to you of these documents, which is how I discovered what Timothy had been up to recently. No wonder the Daily Mail was able to capture those photos of Timothy. It looked like Timothy was perhaps doing some sort of landscaping stuff previously. Now I see why. All right, let's go through it briefly. We got this update from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida. I've been soaking it all up, and I had to read through all these documents really quickly before I came on camera. I wanted to be prepared, and I was putting in public records request for what we could get. Now that we have more info, we have the indictment and everything. So basically today, Monday, April 13th, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida let us know that a 16-year-old has been indicted as an adult by a federal grand jury on charges of murder and aggravated essay in the killing of his stepsister. So it talks about court records saying Timothy Hudson, 16, Titusville. He was traveling aboard this Carnival cruise, the Carnival Cruise Line's Horizon, with Anna Kepner and other family members, and this is when her murder happened. They don't have an exact time, apparently. They do have a statement from Timothy, though. We just see it referenced. We just see the title, but I want to get his actual statement. I know I remember Anna Kepner's grandma, Barbara Kepner, said Timothy kept saying stuff like, I just don't remember what happened. I don't remember. Well, it happened either November 6th or November 7th, 2025. When the ship was in international waters, it was en route to Miami, indeed. And they write about Timothy allegedly SAing his stepsister, as it were, and intentionally killing her. They're going to talk about premeditation in these documents too. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office later determined Anna's cause of death was mechanical asphyxiation. So I like what U.S. Attorney Jason Redding Quinones said. Our hearts go out to the victim's family during this unimaginable loss. A federal grand jury has returned an indictment charging serious offenses that allegedly occurred aboard a vessel in international waters. We will present the evidence in court and pursue this case with professionalism and care. As in every case, he continued, the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I also remember reading in these documents that it will be a 7-day trial.
Yes, Astro, I remember.
Because this trial is different, it's international waters or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
The trial's going to be different, but it's like I said Plunder. Plunder is going to say this. I don't know. I don't even know.
It's going to be fast trial.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm disgusted. I don't think that he should be out. I think he's a flight risk. I think he's a risk to himself and others.
Right.
To be capable of doing what he did.
Yeah, he's out here still living free and fancy free, actually. Anyway, Astro, I believed you when you said it. I never doubted you. I had that feeling all along myself.
Oh.
That he did something like that to her.
Poor. Yeah, no doubt. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Why is he privileged to be out? He committed a crime. You know, egregious
Yeah.
crime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, 30, 50, whatever the case may be. You broke the law. You did something you shouldn't have done. You took somebody's life. Therefore, you belong behind bars.
I agree. I agree with that. All right. So the 7 days / timings to present the case. Idea is coming from the transfer motion document number 33, but it's actually started as a 2-week 14 days, not 7 days. So then it's let me see how the United States District Court, Southern District Court of Florida.
They better figure something out, because the way the world is today, there's going to be a lot more like him. They need to build federal prisons for them as well.
Right. All right, let's here. I'm going to pull this
I don't
up.
know if it'll actually go to trial. You know how these cases are. It speaks of Timothy initially being charged as a juvenile by information on February 2nd, and it remained sealed under Judge Beth Bloom until it was transferred for adult prosecution. So that's where it is now, with FBI Miami investigating the case. There were some Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office body cam videos mentioned, so of course I requested those.
Hmm.
We don't know. Florida is a great sunshine state in terms of sunshine laws, great with
So look
public
at-
records. However, since this
is Anna right here. She's beautiful. Look, she's no different than all the other girls her age, doing the little TikToks and dances and all of that fun stuff. Let me see. Let me see. I just don't want to use too much of plunder. You know what I mean? Like take her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do got some of the documents. All right, I'm gonna play a little. Hold on, because there is a part where she kind of goes through stuff. Hold on. Well, all right. Here we
It's
go.
happened in international waters. The FBI is involved, also Florida agencies. So I don't know.
Whoops. You're still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Hang on. My stream stopped. What the hell happened?
Unlawfully
Hold on.
perpetrate attempt
All right,
of
listen
any
to this.
particular state or district with Miami-Dade County in the Southern District of Florida being the district in which the offender was arrested. Then they go into what he did. Timothy, a minor, did knowingly, unlawfully attempt to perpetrate a murder. That is this willful, deliberate,
Do you hear
malicious,
that?
premeditated killing of
Mhm.
Anna Kepner with malice aforethought.
Let me play that again.
Timothy, a minor, did no offender was Miami'd out of the jurisdiction of any particular state or district, with Miami-Dade County in the Southern District of Florida being the district in which the offender was arrested. Then they
Hey,
go
Cinderella.
into what he did. Timothy, a minor, did knowingly, unlawfully attempt to perpetrate a murder. That is this willful, deliberate, malicious, premeditated killing of Anna Kepner with malice aforethought. And unfortunately, the essay stuff too, the attempt of it or the perpetration of it, the actual doing of it, the actual doing it. And they get a little more descriptive, but I'm not going to say those things. It's just horrible to me that Anna wasn't protected. According to Anna's ex-boyfriend, we've seen his interview. He spoke about being on FaceTime with Anna when she was back in Florida. Anna's ex-boyfriend said he even saw Timothy coming in the room, getting on top of Anna. And he screamed, like, "What are you doing?" And Timothy ran away. I believe Anna had given outcries. According to her ex-boyfriend or his family, allegedly Anna had potentially spoken out about what she was experiencing, but no one believed her. I don't know for sure who knew what, but I feel so bad for Anna. She was afraid. She said Timothy carried knives around. She was afraid of him.
Terrifying.
But when her stepmom, Chantel Hudson, when she was in court, she kind of said, well, she kind of alluded to after, the murder, after she waited a while till she was back on shore and texted her ex about what happened to Anna. In the wake of Anna's death, the stepmother has said things like, they wanted to be in the cabin together. Different statements have come out like, oh, they got along. They were the three amigos. They were, three peas in a pod. I'm talking about Anna, Timothy, and the younger brother. I won't say his name. He's not charged with anything at all. To me, it's very sad that Anna was experiencing this. And of course, she loved cruising. I'm sure she wanted to go on the cruise. I'm sure she was probably like, I won't make a big deal out of things. And then she couldn't even enjoy herself on a cruise. She was probably trying to fight off her stepbrother. Somewhere it says in here, it was unwanted. It wasn't like she wanted this. So count one is the murder in the first degree. The max term of imprisonment is life imprisonment. So they talk about fines and all that stuff. Different counts. They're talking about the attorneys. It's a felony. It says this case will take 7 days for the parties to try. So it's giving all the case numbers. It is not a potential death penalty case. It is not eligible for the death penalty as much as people might want it, or because of the heinous nature of the crime of what happened to Anna. But because he was so young when this crime occurred, he's not eligible for the death penalty. But he sure is getting his freedom now. I tell you that much. It's interesting how different cases go. So they're just going over all the counts, and I won't repeat things, but they get a little detailed in some sections. And again, for the other count, it says the case will take 7 days for the parties to try. I don't know if that's consecutive or not, if it really will go to trial, if it will be 1 week or 2 weeks, but they are felonies. I found this interesting when we get to these sealed, unopposed motions to modify conditions of release. Now, we know from those previous text messages, like I've already gone over this case. If you need to read more or watch more in the previous documents, or, those long text messages we read through, look at the podcast for this case. I've done quite a bit of research. Timothy's bio mom, Chantel, and her ex-husband, Thomas, they were going back and forth about, okay, what happened? Chantel finally told Thomas, something's wrong. I need you to call me ASAP. But she didn't do it right away. She kind of waited until after it docked in the port Miami, like Saturday, the 8th. And you can see my previous video about all those text messages. And they were trying to figure out, okay, when can we see Timothy? Where is he going to be? And all that stuff.
I'm going to pull this up.
So it seems like it was taking so long. I mean, he's still not technically in custody like you would think. He's going from hanging out with his uncle to hanging out with his dad at the landscaping company, which I won't name either. I don't want people going crazy, on others. But it talks.
Okay, did you hear that? So he's living with his uncle, right? But his uncle has a church function, so they give Timothy the go ahead that he can actually still stay at home at his uncle's house while his uncle goes on like this church vacay.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's given a quote unquote wait, like, how do you say this? Like work release kind of thing to where he can go with his dad to his job from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. So basically, he can do whatever pretty much. You know, he's free to go wherever he wants to go. Now, granted, he does have a ankle monitor on, but why is this dude not in jail? That's what I want to know.
Because they said there's not a federal building prison to put him in because of his age. Well, they better get busy and start building some of those. You know?
Yeah. Ugh. Mm. Let me see. Let me see if I can. I think it's a slap in Anna's face that he's free to just do whatever after what he did.
It actually be an actual house arrest, meaning he can't go out at all.
The cruise ship case?
Yes. So the brother had the stepbrother.
I'm gonna play another game or two. I'm gonna talk about I'm getting tired.
He's definitely guilty, no doubt.
I don't think anybody doubts the hell yeah.
Right.
And they're just not even. I can't. All right, hold on a second. Well, damn it. Hold on, y'all. Need just a second.
Yeah, and he says he doesn't remember anything. He was taking
is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I taking medication because of insomnia. I'm not going to say the medication, but it's more or less like an anxiety medication. Yeah, that's what he kept telling his aunt and some family members that he doesn't remember. Sure, it's all there. All the evidence is there. He does have an ankle monitor.
Hold on.
Wow.
What? What is it?
Guess he's reading.
Hang on a second, y'all. I'm trying to get this document. I don't want to play all her stuff. It feels wrong. Hang on 1 minute. I'm sorry.
What a loser.
Damn it. Give me just a second. I'm sorry. I had it, and I got it on my phone, but trying to get it to my computer. If I have to, I'll just read it off my phone. Oh.
I can't see a single one of them. Sure,
Oh
all
shit! Hold on.
it is.
He asphyxiated her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Your stepbrother.
Sure did. Sure did. And then there's left the. Oh my god! And let's not forget that the mom, Timothy's mom, Anna's stepmom, waited until the day that the cruise was over to tell her dad. So.
4, 5, 6.
All right, let me see. All right. Okay, hold on a second. Apparently, Anna's
Timothy, where's he going to be and all that stuff?
Anna's stepmom.
So it seems like it's taking so long.
And her dad were actually having problems too. So it's like there was some drama in the home. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows by any means.
Oh Lord.
What?
Astro's comment.
Astro said he cheated on Anna's mom with the 15-year-old baby. Anna's future best friend. What?
Yeah, didn't you read that? You gotta read that again.
Did I? What? He cheated on Anna's mom with the 15-year-old. Anna's future best friend.
The father.
Jesus. And then my phone shuts off. As soon as I get it pulled up, you're not going to believe that. Unfucking believable. As soon as I get
That's right, Justin Ryan. Babysitter?
Are you looking at me?
Babysitter.
Oh, you heifer. Here, Brittany, hold on.
I cannot believe this shit. I cannot believe this shit. This is just, I'm so sorry, y'all. You just called me a heifer. Your mama, well, no, she's not a heifer. I can't say that. Happy early birthday to my mother-in-law, by the way. I love you if you hear this. Y'all, tomorrow, if my mother-in-law comes in chat, y'all throw her some balloons if you can remember her birthday tomorrow.
She don't know she's an Aries too. Woo woo.
Yes.
You know she's headstrong, huh?
Oh, she's headstrong as hell. Hell yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then some.
Yep, those are Aries.
Yes, she absolutely is. Here, we'll just keep going through this until my phone gets back on.
Talks about Timothy making his initial appearance February 3rd, 2026. And then on February 6th, 2026, the court held a detention hearing. And after hearing the testimony of FBI Special Agent Andrew Del Valle and the arguments of both parties, Magistrate Judge Torres entered a release order. Okay, so this is what that release order stated. Timothy had to be released into the home of his uncle, Devin. He was serving as a third-party custodian. Timothy has to reside in Devin's home under the supervision of an adult. It says Timothy can leave the home at Devin's discretion, and in his custody, Timothy can't be alone with anyone under the age of 18 unless he's supervised by Devin or another adult. And he is subject to GPS monitoring, so at least there's that. This is where I feel like Timothy got a little more freedom. Timothy was requesting a temporary modification of the release order to accommodate that his uncle Devin anticipated travel from April 8th through April 13th, 2026 to go to a church retreat with his son. I think that's cool. And that's today. It ends today. Devin gets back in town today. But during the days that Devin was planned to travel away, Timothy would still stay at Devin's home. He would temporarily be in the custody of Devin's wife, Sarah. But this is the caveat, kind of tripped me out. Timothy was allowed to accompany his dad, Thomas Hudson, to work between the hours of about 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on April 8th, 9th, and 10th. So just think, just this past Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Timothy was able to just kind of roam free while still on GPS monitor, of course, helping his dad, where his dad works as a supervisor for a landscaping company. And he's not to have any contact with minors during that time. And then his dad would take him back to the home of Devin and Sarah in the evening. Now it says Timothy would remain at Devin and Sarah's home in Sarah's custody just all this weekend, April 11th, 12th, and 13th. Can you imagine Devin coming home today, April 13th? It's probably media everywhere out there looking for signs of Timothy. It's kind of like all bets are off in a way because he's being charged as an adult by the court, treated as an adult by the court. So that's it. And I can't help but think, of course, I love to garden and I have all those, fiskers, those cutty thingies. They can really cut stuff. Or, I have my saws and I have all these things. What do you call the thing? The tiller and all these tools to me, which can effectively turn into weapons. I mean, maybe Timothy is really...
He's dangerous. Why is he free? Yes, Anna was 18. Timothy is 16. Why is this dude free? Why is he free? Don't come into my chat being a petty Betty, telling me what I should or should not do. It's my channel. It's a case I want to talk about. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. You people, y'all act like y'all own everything and you can just dictate to me what I do. Just go away.
Kick rocks.
God, go away. Mary Dean, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to Club Maple. Hold on a second.
Woo-hoo.
I appreciate it. We got our first member for the night.
We gotta play the gong.
Yes. Oh, hold on. We gotta do this too.
Doo-doo-doo.
I am here for it. Hang on 1 second.
It is. Fuck.
Darn it. Hold on.
Welcome in, Mary Dean. We're glad to have you here.
Welcome. Welcome to the family. We are always happy to have new people. Hold on 1 second.
Damn, we get tired of stuff.
Craig, hold on. Let me see. Damn it. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it. Dropped so much stuff in my chat. There it is. Here we go. Okay. Thank you so much.
Mary Dean.
Yes, Mary Dean, for becoming a member. Welcome to Club Naval. Oh.
Down, rolling back again. The money's good. You're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend. Welcome to Club Naval. Thank you for being a friend. Allegedly with Brittany J.
How cute is that?
Oh,
yeah, Anna. Thank you for being a friend.
Down, rolling back again. The money's good. You're a pal and a confidant.
Oh, we do need to add that to it.
Welcome to
Hold on.
Club Mabel.
Thank you for being a friend.
Allegedly with Brittany
Brittany
J.
J. Craig just reminded me, he just made me think of something. He said, work, work, work. I said,
Yeah.
oh my God, we need to add that into that. We need to add that in.
Work.
Thank you for being a friend. And then work, work, work. That would be so cute if we could do that.
Welcome to Brittany J.
Thank you, Mary Dean, for becoming a member. We're so happy to have you. Speaking of which, this is true crime, so I knew there wasn't going to be as many people here as it would if we were, talking trash. But if you want to become a member, it would be greatly appreciated. This is the main channel. We can use all the help we can get. So if you want to become a member, hype the video or contribute towards the goal.
Jesus Christ!
It's great.
What? Hey, don't be screaming back there, Craig.
Yeah, and he's aggravated with his game over there. So
Oh no, I hear him.
okay, he's going all red.
Make me jump right out of my skin.
You for being a friend. So weird how people think they're so high and mighty that they can tell other grown adults what they can or can't
Yeah,
do.
with
The
you and the whole shit
audacity
you
of
go
people
in
to come
on.
here and try to give you order. I know. It's all right though. It's quite all right because like I said,
Hallelujah.
all right.
Hallelujah. I hear you back there, Brother Craig. Hallelujah.
Reality said, I hear you back there, Brother Craig. Hallelujah.
The brethren.
All right, let's see.
I knew
We'll
you'd like
read-
that.
We'll read the as soon as my phone will come on in just a second. Craig's charger's slow, but I got some long crime pulled up, and then I'm gonna go to the
Well, you steal
Facebook
all the good ones. What you mean?
Facebook groups.
You gonna
Well, I don't steal all the
clown
good ones. Your kids steal the good ones.
clown on my charges?
No.
Actually,
have
that's
to
just
hide 'em.
goes straight into the.
You have a good
what do you
charger.
call that, splitter or
Hey, here's a word of advice. You have a good charger, you need to hide it.
Yeah, I know. I do
I have
need
to
to hide.
hide
we
mine.
need another
My grandkids
heavy
will come
duty
steal it.
charger. I
Yeah.
could use another one.
Craig and I had really good ones, and then
I still got one good one upstairs.
Greg's
I could
got
use
his
two.
upstairs, but mine is not. She was so pretty, y'all. Look at her. She was a pretty little girl.
Hmm.
All right, let's see. We're gonna.
The 16-year-old stepbrother of the
The one
Florida
from the
teenager
cruise
found
line?
dead
Yeah.
aboard a Carnival cruise ship is being tried as an adult. And not only is he facing a charge of first-degree murder, he's also facing a charge of aggravated sexual abuse.
Oh
And
my
the
God,
feds
y'all.
are trying Timothy Hudson
Aggravated.
as an adult. Now, right now, he is still free. He is not behind bars, and we're looking at how quickly that could potentially change with some newly unsealed.
He
Ooh.
is not only being charged with the unaliving, but he's also being charged with aggravated sexual abuse.
Yep.
So, what did this poor girl endure with living with this guy?
It was premeditated. So there's that as well.
I'll find it where her ex-boyfriend spoke out and told of how Anna was terrified of her stepbrother.
Yep.
And Anna's stepmom tries to portray it like they were the quote unquote three amigos. Anna and her brother and her stepbrother were all super close, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
Court filings. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Yeah, it's awful, Mary. It's heartbreaking.
All right, let's get to it. This is some big news today in a case a lot of you have been following. Anna Kepner, her stepbrother, has just been indicted as an adult on a federal murder charge and an aggravated sexual abuse charge. Anna Kepner was 18 years old, and she was found dead in her stateroom aboard a Carnival cruise ship back in November 2025. And police are now saying her own stepbrother, who we are now naming for the first time because he has been tried as an adult, Timothy Hudson, he was allegedly in the stateroom with Anna Kepner. Now, we have our hands on some new court filings, and they're raising a very interesting question now that these charges are public and we can see how serious they are. This is the official indictment, and Timothy Hudson has been charged with murder and aggravated sexual abuse. He was first indicted in February as a minor, and he's been living with a family member. But now, after these charges have been made public in adult court,
he was indicted in February.
Yes.
And this dude is living with his uncle, Roman, free.
You're adopted.
Can you believe that? Where were her parents? Why were they put in a room? That's what I want to know, Mary.
You're
Send me that. That's cute.
Is that what you're thinking about?
you have to wonder how likely it is that he will spend time in jail as this case moves forward. I'm going to be talking to a former state attorney from Florida to help us answer that question here in just a moment. So I want to talk about how this case has been building for months, because we have been waiting for this day for a long time. You go back to November 7th, 2025, and that's when a Carnival cruise ship named the Horizon was headed back to port in Miami. And inside a stateroom on that ship, crew members found 18-year-old Anna Kepner dead. She didn't show up for breakfast that morning. Her family was concerned, and then crew members went in and they found her wrapped in a blanket, covered with life jackets, allegedly, and stuffed under the bed. Now, the medical examiner in Miami-Dade County later ruled her death mechanical asphyxiation. This was from an armbar. She was strangled to death, according to her autopsy. Now, here's what we know: stuffed under the bed. Now, the medical examiner in Miami-Dade County later ruled her death mechanical asphyxiation. This was from an armbar. She was strangled to death, according to her autopsy. Now, here's what we know about Anna Kepner and what led up to this story on November 7th aboard that cruise ship. She was from Titusville, Florida, about 3 hours, and what strangled to death, according to ruled her death allegedly and stuffed under the bed. Now, the medical examiner in Miami-Dade County later ruled her death mechanical asphyxiation. This was from an armbar. She was strangled to death, according to
me.
Mechanical why can I not say that?
Slow down.
Asphyxiation. I can say that word. Why can I not say that?
You got it.
Within what reality? An arm? What?
Yeah.
Mechanical asphyxiation with
You
a
don't say the X, you say it like an S. Asphyxiation.
asphyxiation. That's why I was struggling.
Yeah.
He said it
Don't think
weird.
about-
He just said it
Don't think
asphyxiation.
about the X, just say an S with an X.
Asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation.
Yeah. I was like, I can never struggled with that
The
word.
X
Not
is
once.
silent.
Not once in my life, but it was because of the way I was pronouncing it. Within, what did he say? An arm bar?
Mm-hmm.
He choked her with an arm bar?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, bro? What a piece of shit.
The brother did
The
that?
16-year-old stepbrother
He thought he was imitating her.
was sickly infatuated with his 18-year-old stepsister to the point where she was terrified of him. But like I said, how long has
Could you
shit been
imagine
going
being
on?
Imagine being the parent and that happened, and now you sit back feeling so fucking guilty.
Well, why did they
I
put
couldn't
them
live
in the
with you after
same
he did that.
cabin?
Could you?
I don't understand that.
Hell
either.
no.
I couldn't
Money.
live with you no more.
Other than getting a deal on the cabin.
Right. Why would her, I mean, listen, I'm not dogging her dad. There's no telling what kind of, what he might be feeling. But you do have to wonder, like, why did you allow that to continue, knowing that your daughter was being, basically.
So it was
Assaulted
his daughter.
and alive.
So,
Is that-
okay. So Anna's
That'd
dad
be complicated.
met this lady, and it was her son, right? So Anna's dad moved in, his girlfriend, they got married, I guess. And then her son became grossly infatuated with Anna.
So I was right. It's his daughter, her son.
Yes.
All you had to say was yes.
I didn't hear you say
Okay. That's fine.
that That's what it is. Like at that point, you got to make a choice, and you know what I mean. Like you're.
Mhm.
Hi, Shirley. How are you? Yeah, I was gonna say that, Heidi, but I didn't know if that was the correct word. But yeah, he basically was stalking his stepsister. Her father and grandmother said
Was he a loser? He didn't have any girlfriends? Or what?
that was not true. N-
Yeah,
I,
we
I
talked about this in the beginning of the live, so
yeah,
we're gonna
we're
go over it tomorrow.
yes, thank you, Reality. Yes, we
You're
will.
welcome.
We'll talk about David and Celeste tomorrow. All right, here we go.
Her autopsy. Now, here's what we know about Anna Kepner and what led up to this story on November 7th aboard that cruise ship. She was from Titusville, Florida, about 3 hours north of Miami, where she was a cheerleader. She planned to join the Navy when she graduated high school. And she was on that cruise as a member of a blended family, people coming together trying to start a new tradition. She was with her dad, her stepmom, and her stepmom's 2 children, along with grandparents. Now, one of her stepmom's kids, a 16-year-old boy, Timothy Hudson. Now, here is what investigators have pointed to. Anna and Timothy were sharing the stateroom where she was allegedly found. And according to court records, surveillance video shows no one else going in or out that night other than Anna Kepner and Timothy Hudson. Now, for months, the FBI stayed quiet on this case, but in a very unique way, we learned about how the investigation was going because of an unrelated custody case that involved Anna Kepner's stepmom and her ex-husband, and it had to do with the custody of Timothy Hudson as well as his younger brother. And we also learned during that custody case that Timothy's mom allegedly admitted that she missed giving him insomnia medication 2 nights in a row on that cruise, including the night that Anna died. And you have to wonder, how is that going to play into a defense as this case now moves forward? Then you have February. And that's when, for the first time, we saw Timothy Hudson going into federal court. But at that point, we weren't really sure what the proceeding was about. Reporters asked him point blank as he came out of the courtroom whether or not he killed his stepsister, but he had no answer for that. His attorney didn't say anything, and they just quietly walked away with his head down and covered with a hat and a hood. But what happened inside the court on that day, it was unclear because the case was sealed as he was just charged as a minor at that point. And the question everybody's asking, would he be charged as a juvenile in this case, where he would be released at 21 years old if found guilty, or would this case go down in adult court? And now we have our answer today, and it came in that bombshell as we are seeing some newly unsealed court filings that are changing the picture of how this case potentially could play out. So according to a superseding indictment that was filed on March 10th in federal court in Miami, and it was just unsealed, a federal grand jury has formally charged Timothy Hudson with first-degree murder, alleging that Hudson, quote, did knowingly and unlawfully perpetrate and attempt to perpetrate a murder that is the willful, deliberate, and malicious and premeditated killing of AK, of course, initials for Anna Kepner, with malice aforethought, meaning he allegedly planned it, not just a split-second act. Count 2 is aggravated sexual abuse. And I'll tell you, because as we've been following the story, there was reporting that was out there citing an autopsy that said that there was no sign of sexual trauma to Anna Kepner. But apparently, law enforcement believe otherwise because of this very serious charge, one that also carries the possibility of life in prison if found guilty. And I know we have a long way to go.
There's no way they would ever put that on. They would ever even put that without some kind of proof. They've got some kind of proof,
Of course.
you know. And the truth be told, he probably has been, it's probably been an ongoing thing for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly. Carnival does allow teens in a separate cabins from parents. They have specific rules as to where they can be. Right. Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben, George.
They were across the hall from each other.
But here's the thing. Why are you putting them in a room together?
Right. That's a good question.
This happened to Anna the day before the last day of the trip. Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and she went to the room not feeling well, remember?
Yep. And she was gonna I think she ended up, I think here's something very interesting from the files from the court files that Plunder received. They extracted the messages off hers and her father's phones. She had a conversation with her dad that night. A lot of stuff is still redacted. I'd love to know what that conversation was. because it was
Mhm.
like right before she went back to her cabin.
That doesn't specify why they were redacted.
No, but she, I mean, I don't know. It would say why she went back to her room, because that night that she,
You said they had prior problems. Why would you put them in the same room?
that's what I'm wondering. I want to
They
get
did
some
have prior
clarity on that.
problems?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had attacked her before.
Oh yeah. She was definitely afraid of him. Her ex-boyfriend talks about it. And my thinking is like,
Well, he's definitely not a good dad.
she was about to graduate and she was going into the Navy,
I
so
wouldn't fucking do that.
like she was trying, she was on her way out. Just the RN says apparently they wanted to be together. The grandmother said Anna could have stayed with her, but she chose to stay with her brother. See, just the RN, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
Weird shit.
Or there's more to the story, right? Like,
Yeah, what if there's a lot more to the story?
I don't know. I don't know. There's something. The biological was chased out of the room. Yeah, her now, granted, to be fair, her biological brother was also staying in the room. So it was Anna, her actual bio brother and stepbrother. So maybe I don't know if I believe that either, Heidi.
Good.
All right, hang on a second, y'all. This is wild.
In the indictment, it alleges that
Oh,
Hudson, quote, did knowingly
charging.
cause AK to engage in a sexual act and did so by the use of force against AK under federal law. That carries some serious weight, and it is why prosecutors were able to seek adult charges. The max for both charges is life in prison if found guilty. But again, still a long way to go on that front. And I want to be very clear that these are just allegations at this point, and Timothy Hudson will be presumed innocent. But here is what makes this case legally significant. Hudson was 16 years old at the time all of this allegedly happened, and he is now being tried as an adult. Now, that decision became final on April 10th, just 3 days ago, when a federal judge ordered the case transferred to adult prosecution and unsealed the entire court record. And now we're learning just how much evidence the government has in this case. According to a discovery filing that was also unsealed today, federal prosecutors have turned over to the defense autopsy photographs and x-rays, the full medical examiner's report with notes, and an extraction of someone's cell phone, which is believed to be Anna's father, 4 body camera videos from Miami-Dade sheriff's deputies, and FBI timelines created by a special agent assigned to the case. And they also have FARO files, FARO. Those are 3D crime scene reconstruction technology images that show allegedly how Anna's body was found in that cabin. This is all significant when it comes to this case going forward, and it does suggest that the government is building a very detailed case. And now, to understand the case fully, let's talk a little bit about this family and the dynamics at play, because it is somewhat complicated. You have Anna's father, Christopher Kepner, who married a woman named Chantel, and Chantel is Timothy Hudson's biological mom. So Anna and Timothy, they become step siblings through that marriage. Now, on that cruise, the family group included Anna's dad, her stepmom, Chantel, Anna's biological brother, and then Chantel's 2 children. You have Timothy, who's 16, and then he has a 14-year-old brother. Now, 3 teenagers in 1 stateroom and adults allegedly living across the hall for this cruise. And according to the testimony from this unrelated custody hearing, which we have been following, Chantel herself confirmed that Anna and Timothy shared that room together. She also testified that Timothy needed medication for ADHD and insomnia. There's a nighttime pill that he allegedly takes called clonidine, and he allegedly.
See, and then you got to think about it like this. Mama's going to automatically start trying to throw stuff out there to lead to her son's defense. You know what I mean? I gave him clonidine. Well, maybe he is on clonidine, but the point you've got him on clonidine. The fact that he's on clonidine nightly, what's going on? What's going on with him that he's got to be on clonidine?
Insomnia.
Because
That's why he was taking it for insomnia.
Yeah. I wonder if there's more to it. Do you think that they are going to use untreated insomnia as a defense, Brittany? Gigi, possibly,
That dude
or
in
maybe.
Charlotte, he stabbed her in the neck or whatever.
Yeah.
He got off. They said he was unstable for trial.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. They did.
So yeah, I mean, this guy's got more reason to say than that guy does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gigi, I could see them trying to go for that, like saying, like, you know, I tried to give him clonidine.
To be fair, he's white. They probably won't let him off. You know it matters.
Well, I do, Gigi. I do think she's going to try to use some type of like argument that, you know, he's an insomniac and he was out of his comfort zone, and
He is on hard medication.
you know, the being out in the middle of the ocean, you know, the boat rocking. I don't know. I could just see them trying to allude to he had a psychological break for a moment because he didn't have any sleep or something like that. I totally could just see that being an argument. You know, he trying to pretend like he doesn't remember anything.
Case after case, the more I learn is the more you should be a helicopter parent. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like everybody says, oh, like you don't let the kids run outside. Yeah, I go outside when they go outside. I'm out there with them. I don't let them get outside of my sight. You know. And yeah, as a dad, I don't think he should have let his daughter in a room with somebody who was already a problem. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, it makes you wonder, was there other issues there?
I heard that too, Mary Dean, that they were drinking, that there was drinking with the kids that night. That's why I'm very curious to see what. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Anna's father's text messages between him and her actually said that night, because they said Anna was complaining about her braces and said she was going to go back to the room, that her braces were hurting her that night. So the fact that you have a fucking account called Craig's Boots says everything we need to know about you as a person. You're sick.
Bye.
You gonna buy me some boots?
You're absolutely disgusting and sick in every sense of the word. It's probably one of them.
Probably the old granny wants to wear my boots.
Or the unhinged guy who doesn't have any self-control.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Gets all like completely what's the word? Like emotionally wrapped up in all this crap. And it's not even. Carnival should be held accountable for serving them alcohol. If they did, yeah, they should. If they did, they should. All right, here we go.
Missed taking that medication, not one night, but 2 nights on the cruise. And that
Oh my
includes
Lord.
the night that Anna Kepner died. Now, Chantel testified that she fell asleep before giving Timothy that pill. Now, as for the relationship between Anna Kepner and her stepbrother, there are some differing accounts. Anna's grandparents who were on the cruise, they told ABC News that Anna and her stepbrother were, quote, 2 peas in a pod, real brother-sister bond. But then you have the dad of one of Anna's ex-boyfriends who told a very different story to Inside Edition. He said Timothy was, quote, obsessed with Anna. He also alleges that
Wow.
Timothy carried a knife and alleges that Timothy once got on top of Anna while she was sleeping. And Anna was so afraid of Timothy, the dad is saying that Anna would actually sleep at friends' houses to avoid him. Now,
Wow.
we don't know which version of that is true. We don't know which version investigators believe, but obviously we're seeing some very serious charges here. And it's clear the family dynamic is central to understanding what may have happened on that ship and in that stateroom. Now that brings us back to the question that we're opening with here today, because now that Hudson is facing the possibility of life in prison, he's facing incredibly serious charges, premeditated first-degree murder and aggravated sexual abuse. Today, he is still out of custody. And many people are wondering why. So here's the key. Hudson was originally released under the Juvenile Delinquency Act, different rules, different standards, but now he is an adult in the eyes of the court. And the government says those old rules, they no longer apply. And that answer just got more complicated because we've also obtained a new motion that was filed today by federal prosecutors asking the judge to revoke his release and to lock Timothy Hudson up in pretrial detention. Now, if the judge grants that motion, Hudson could be taken into custody within days. Now, Timothy Hudson, per court records, is currently out of custody, but that could be changing. Now, we have obtained this motion filed today, April 13th, by federal prosecutors, and they are asking the judge to revoke his release immediately. So here is their argument, according to the court filing. They say Hudson was originally released under the Juvenile Delinquency Act, which has different rules, but now that he's been formally transferred to adult prosecution, they argue that the Juvenile Act no longer applies. Instead, they say the Bail Reform Act is now in control. And under the Bail Reform Act, prosecutors write, quote, that Hudson is a danger to others and should be held in pretrial detention.
He choked her out with an arm bar.
Right. And there were cameras, yeah.
So how is this guy, like, how are they so sure that he's not going to unalive somebody else? I'm going to say that again. An arm bar. He choked her to death. He strangled her. That you have to hold somebody's throat for at least 4 to 6 minutes to unalive them. I cannot believe that he's not arrested. I mean, he's not in jail. This is crazy to me. Let me see. It's fully explained below under the Bail Reform Act. The defendant is a danger to others and should be held in pretrial detention.
Right. Brown said he had demons. That too.
And it says right here, alternatively, the transfer to adult status is a change in circumstances that recommends a review and revocation of the release order. So,
and they go on to say there is no assurance any court could ever have that any conditions or a combination of conditions would be sufficient to prevent the defendant from being a danger to others.
Right.
So to understand where he is right now, court records show that Hudson has been living with his uncle in Central Florida.
And he should be a flight risk.
He's not allowed to be alone with anyone under the age of 18. And here's something else that we just learned from these filings today. Timothy's uncle needed to go on a church retreat with his own son. So the defense asked for a temporary modification,
they gave it
allowing
to
Hudson
him
to stay with his aunt and even go to work with his dad, who runs a landscaping company. Now, the government did not oppose the request. A judge granted it.
They gave it to
that
him.
modification ran from April 8th through today, April 13th, which means today those special permissions expire. And he goes back to the original conditions. But you have to wonder, does that matter? Because the government is now asking for his release to be revoked entirely. The judge has not ruled on this motion yet, but the government is asking for a hearing to make their case, which brings us to our next question. And this is why we brought in our guest.
Poor Anna.
Does a judge actually revoke the release for this 16-year-old who is facing the possibility of life in federal prison? And how does this change the legal strategy for both sides? Joining us now from South Florida to talk a little bit about the developments in this case, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Ehrenberg. Always great to have you here on Law and Crime. I know we've talked about
I
this
want
case
to show through
before,
these text
it
messages.
just felt like week after week, waiting.
Here, we're going to go through this one.
It can
now.
be scary to pursue your dream, but it's also exciting. I built a Wix website in one night, and
shocking new text messages unveiled in
text messages. Let's see.
the case of the high schooler allegedly strangled to death aboard a Carnival cruise ship. Dozens of pages of text messages have been released that show what Anna Kepner's stepmom told her ex-husband about what happened aboard the ship and what the alleged suspect said about it. What these new messages show, the couple said about things needing to be, quote, hush, hush, as the investigation was just beginning. Also, we are reportedly learning more about where that suspect is right now as the FBI continues to investigate a potential murder on the high seas. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. It has been nearly 2 months since Anna Kepner was found dead, reportedly in her stateroom aboard a cruise ship that she boarded less than a week earlier with her family. The FBI hasn't said much about Anna Kepner's body being taken off of the ship on November 8th in the investigation into what happened. At the time of this recording, there have not been any arrests in this case. Now, a lot of the information that we do have in this case, it's come from a separate custody case that involves Anna Kepner's stepmom and her ex-husband. And we now just got perhaps our largest drop of information yet about what happened aboard the ship, and more specifically, what happened right after the 18-year-old cheerleader was found dead in her stateroom in early November aboard the Carnival cruise ship, the Horizon, because dozens of pages of text messages were just reportedly made public. And these are text messages that Anna Kepner's stepmom, who's named Chantel, and her ex-husband sent back and forth after Anna Kepner was found dead. Now, Chantel Kepner previously was known as Chantel Hudson. She used to be married to a man named Thomas Hudson, and they have been in a custody case for more than a year. And there's a lot of messages that were sent that are unrelated to Anna, unrelated to the cruise, but there are some that were sent.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on.
Was found aboard the ship, and the FBI started to investigate.
I'm telling y'all, wait, like I'm trying, like I don't have control over stopping it.
Wait.
All right, let me.
Like, what are you saying? Wait for
Okay, I'm pulling stuff up while I'm playing this too, because like I don't want to just play other people's stuff. Like this is Christina Randall. Okay, this is on my Facebook.
ADHD,
She's got messages, text messages of her father's released, of Anna's father. So if y'all don't know who Christina Randall is, most of y'all know who Christina Randall is. She's the bee's knees. I really like her a lot. Check this out.
Posted himself screen recordings of conversations between him and a person from another Facebook group. And you guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, who cares about all this drama? If you're not following along here, Chris is Anna Kepner's biological father, and Chantel was her newish stepmother. I think they've been married about a year whenever this incident happened. And so they had recently started joining these Facebook groups, and they were doing a lot of talking over there, especially Chris. So he starts off this conversation by basically proving to the person that he's talking to that it's really him, that it's really Chris Kepner. He's sending all kinds of pictures to prove that it's really him. Then he goes into telling the person that he's talking to that the stuff that was going on with his now wife. So you guys, again, remember, Chantel is TH's biological mother. TH is the 16-year-old that's been arrested for what happened with Anna. He goes on to say that TH was not infatuated with Anna, because a lot of people have had that question, like, why would his brother do this? Why would he do this to his 18-year-old sister? And then he says that TH, the father that testified in court, right, this guy right here, he says that he believes that his son is innocent. He claims that TH was gay. Okay, so he says,
wait, this is the bio dad of Timothy. Okay. And now he's trying to say Timothy's gay. Well, that kind of runs into a big problem there, Papa Bear, considering that, well, let's not say that, because that's what I call Craig. Never mind. That'll ruin my nick. That'll ruin my what do you call that when you a term of endearment? That's what I call him. We're not calling him Papa Bear. All right, let me tell you something. Heathcliff Huxtable. No, you're my Papa Bear. No, I said Pop. I have to fix that because that's my name for you, and I it's my there's a term for it. What's it called, y'all? When couples call each other names.
It's a pet name.
My pet name for Craig is Papa Bear. Yeah. So anyway, let me tell you something, father to this unruly child of yours. Gay or not gay, law enforcement sees that there's probable cause that your son has committed aggravated SA on Anna. So there's absolute evidence. They would never pick those charges up. So That's not going to work. You're going to have to try something else.
You're moving the whole desk, bro.
I can't believe he's trying to use the whole gay thing. All right, let's keep going.
There's no way that we would have thought that he was infatuated with Anna because he actually liked people of a different gender. That's basically what he was saying. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, TH has now been charged officially as an adult. The U.S. Attorney's Office put out this statement. Miami, a 16-year-old, has been indicted as an adult. TH allegedly SA'd and intentionally ended the life of Anna Kepner. So they did the autopsy, I'm assuming, but it's what it seems like, and they found the evidence of what happened in that room on that cruise ship. Now, we don't know if he did what he did before or after she stopped breathing, but this 16-year-old stepbrother, y'all, was in that room with that 18-year-old girl who was a senior, about to graduate, was going into the military, and he ended her life, took advantage of her in that way, shoved her body underneath the bunk bed, covered it up with life vest, and went to breakfast with his mama the next morning, allegedly.
He went to
Can
breakfast with his
you
mama the
imagine
next morning.
The horror. As in every case, the defendant is presumed innocent.
Did he sleep in the cabin that night, y'all? Yeah, Chris is Anna's bio father. Did he sleep in the cabin that night?
Not sure if he slept in it, but he stayed in it. Remember, he was having insomnia issues.
I'm the one that you want out.
Oh, help us, Jesus. Yes, he did, just my girls. Oh, stop. Oh my God, you guys.
Yeah, and then he didn't say anything about her the next day.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
Damn.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you, Carolina Moon. We are using fair
What's to
use.
Be surprised about.
That's a good question, April. I know that he ran the brother. He had ran the brother off, but
Unless and until proven
the brother ultimately had said that he was told to get out of there.
guilty beyond reasonable doubt. If convicted, defendant faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. However, Chris Kepner posted on Facebook and said that TH is still not in custody, so he's still out right now. Anna's grandmother left these comments, and there's this first one where someone said that they had a feeling that TH SA'd Anna, and the grandmother responded saying, as the information comes out, you're going to find out what the boyfriend said to the public was complete lies, and it was proven by the FBI. There was no fascination by TH. And maybe there were signs, and they're trying to get ahead of stuff now because they don't want the finger pointed back at them because TH is still a minor. Then there was another post that was made where somebody said that they're really confused by like the SA situation because originally they said that there was no SA. And this was the response. It said, in the beginning of the story, we were told that there was no SA. It was several months later when the FBI came forward with that information. And let's not forget, this is the same grandmother that came forward and said that Anna and TH were two peas in a pod, but that TH had demons. So what were the demons?
Oh my God.
That's not a term you use lightly when you're talking about youngins. You know what I mean? Like, seems like y'all knew something. Y'all knew something. However, allegedly Chantel changed recently, like literally the day all this information came out, the name to that Facebook account again and said something about like it being a place for family and friends to come together. And listen, I can understand if they're trying to get support, but I think they know a lot more is coming out than we know. Allegedly, according to Chris, the stepson's side of the family is fighting for him. And the Kepners now are trying to get ahead of it because they know more stuff is coming out. Something's not right here. Because if they have all this evidence on him, they got DNA evidence. Justice is going to be served. I mean, it's the FBI. And we all know the way the FBI builds their case. They've already got their case built. They've already got the DNA. So I don't know. Something else I find very interesting is that Chris Kepner in those text messages to that person said that TH's biological father paid $40,000 to get him an attorney. Well, allegedly, according to him in those messages, when he got him the attorney, they tried to get him a plea deal and it wasn't what he wanted. And so now he ends up with a public defender. And so I'm so curious about that. First of all, what kind of deal would it have been? It couldn't have been a good one, obviously, because they paid $40,000 allegedly for an attorney and he didn't get anything. And then Chris Kepner said that he believes they're going to make an example out of TH, which if he did what he's charged with doing, you got a plea deal can be made for that type of thing. To me, from the beginning, when I saw the statement that the Kepners put out after the autopsy came back, I believed they knew something and they were going to try to get ahead of something. That's the only thing that makes sense for them to be in these Facebook groups like this, doing all this. I mean, they were concerned. Well, the media has just broke. And I find it interesting too that Chris Kepner said that they thought that the 16-year-old was like, so just because he likes that doesn't mean he likes the other. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like he could be deviant, somebody that is an incel. I mean, if you will, at 16, I don't know if you can be at that age, but you know what I mean? He could have been obsessing over something of that nature. And then he gets into the room alone with Anna and he snaps. That could have been it too. I don't know. And that I love y'all. I'm going to be watching this.
Hang on a second. I'm telling you.
Dysfunctional from the word go, the whole family.
I cannot stand the mixed signals from the family.
But that's what they're trying to do. They don't want to have him being held accountable for what he's done.
Even the dad. Even her dad, like, what the freak?
We do want to note, because her death happened on board a cruise ship, it's federal jurisdiction, which is why the FBI is involved. Now, let me show you how
they don't care that,
because if you've been following the story with us, you know
alive right now
for almost 2 months at this point. We know that the final days of Anna Kepner's life are believed, according to to have played out something like this. You have Kepner, her biological dad, who's named Chris, then her stepmom, Chantel,
there's no value of life to any of them.
And her siblings, as well as her step siblings, this blended family, they all took a cruise together that launched out of Miami.
This is crazy.
Incredible Horizon.
Hold on a second. I must speed this up a little.
Nearly 4,000 passengers, 15 decks, and it was a 6-day cruise. They made multiple stops in the Caribbean before the ship returned to South Florida. Now, Kepner was a varsity cheerleader from Titusville, Florida, which is about 3 hours north of Miami. She was planning to graduate in the spring. Her family said that she actually planned to join the military, the Navy, after graduation. Now, on November 6th, which is one of the last days on the cruise and the last day that Kepner was seen alive, she reportedly was not feeling well. And her grandparents told ABC News that it was because her braces were bothering her. So she called it an early night, went back to her stateroom. November 7th, the next day, the Kepners, the entire family, they get up, they go get breakfast, but Anna did not show up. Her grandfather told ABC that he was getting bingo cards when he hears this medical emergency announcement over the intercom, and he realized the room
they said they can't hear when
that medical staff were going to. It was around 11 o'clock that morning that the Daily Mail says that a maid entered Anna's stateroom, and that maid made a horrifying discovery on November 7th. Kepner's body allegedly was found wrapped in a blanket, covered over with life jackets, and stuffed under a bed. ABC News says that she had been strangled. An arm, allegedly across her neck, had killed her. There's reportedly no evidence of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol being in her system. Now, the ship returned to port on November 8th. And
that's a lie.
Kepner's body was taken off of the Horizon and transported to the
I
Medical
agree.
Examiner's office.
I agree with that.
This video here is of her body taken off of the ship. It was taken by WSVN TV reporter Sheldon Fox. Now, according to the death certificate that Fox News first obtained, Kepner's date of death is listed as November 7th. For a separate death certificate that ABC News has, they say they obtained one from a family member that lists the date of injury as November 6th.
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire
Hold
meeting?
on a second.
I'm actually listening better than I ever have. Let me share my screen. Do you see this? Everything we're saying.
Now, again, investigators have not provided the public with a timeline of Anna Kepner's death, but a lot of information has come from the family through media interviews, as well as through this custody situation involving her stepmom that we'll talk about here in just a moment. Now, one of the people aboard that cruise ship with Anna Kepner and the rest of the family was her stepbrother. He's 16
Douchebaggery.
years old. He is the son of her stepmom, Chantel. Now, it was said in Chantel's custody case that the 16-year-old is a suspect in Anna's death. And beyond that, Anna's grandparents told ABC News that he was the only other person seen going into the stateroom with Anna the night that she died. Now, what Anna's relationship was really like with her stepbrother, that does seem to be up for debate, because you have friends, in fact, you actually have a boyfriend, his family, ex-boyfriend, who have said that Anna did not have a good relationship with her stepbrother. They went on Inside Edition, and they said that the stepbrother was obsessed with Anna, and not in a good way. And she was not a fan of it. Quote, she was scared of him because he always carried around a big knife. This is according to the ex-boyfriend's dad, who also said that his son once witnessed the
fucking douchebaggery of this motherfucker.
Quote, when she was sleeping and getting on top of her. He's like infatuated, attracted to her like crazy. He always wanted to date her, that dad said to Inside Edition. The ex-boyfriend also told Inside Edition that Anna was so afraid of her stepbrother that she actually slept over at friends' houses just to get away from him. You have that narrative. It paints a very complicated, concerning picture of a stepbrother-stepsister relationship, but that narrative is very different from how her grandparents are characterizing her relationship with her stepbrother, because they told ABC News that Anna and her stepbrother had a real brother-sister type relationship, and they were actually like, quote, two peas in a pod. On this cruise, Anna was reportedly sharing a room with that stepbrother. According to what Anna's ex-boyfriend told Inside Edition, Anna's biological brother, who was also on the cruise, he actually tried to get into the stateroom, but he was locked out. And Anna and the stepbrother were inside the stateroom. This is, again, all Inside Edition saying,
Big Dick Daddy.
Craig, please stop. Please stop. I'm doing true crime.
What?
Please stop.
You're loud, Craig.
You're
loud.
super loud. You don't realize how loud you're being, and it's drowning out what we're trying to
hear.
Hear. So, I forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me.
About the brother being locked out. He's just repeating what you've heard.
Caitlin, I'm trying to do the best I can, but listen, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to, but you certainly don't have to sit here and try to like talk my subscribers into not coming to my channel. And what, like, I don't know what it is about people. If you don't want to watch my channel, don't watch, but don't sit here and try to like get people to leave with you. Mary says, I have a 21-year-old daughter in the Army, and if this happened to me, or this happened to my daughter, I'd have
in a rubber room. Yep.
I get it. Me too. I get it. It's a horrible situation.
Yep.
The whole thing is absolutely. So sorry, you guys. I'm gonna keep it muted. We're just gonna go through, and I'll try to pull the other stuff up too. I apologize, y'all, for the background noise. I'm sorry. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I thought I was muted for a lot of it. So just bear with me. I apologize.
That the biological brother said he heard yelling in the stateroom, and the stepbrother saying something along the lines of, quote, shut the hell up. And he could hear some banging around in the stateroom the night that Anna died. Now, the grandparents told ABC News that investigators say the only person who was seen going into that stateroom with Anna before she was found dead was her 16-year-old stepbrother. Anna's grandparents say that everyone was questioned about Anna after her body was found. The stepson reportedly says he does not remember details about the alleged incident. And I'll have much more on that in a moment when we talk about these text messages. According to ABC, the 16-year-old said, quote, in his own words, says he does not remember what happened. That is according to the grandparents. On top of that, Anna's grandma
there it is
in her interview with ABC News.
There it is.
That,
there's the start of the what do you call it? The defense.
Yes.
He doesn't remember. Mom's already laying that foundation that she's having to give him clonidine for his insomnia. So what are they going to do? They're going to, I guarantee you that he will go for the
medical evaluation stuff.
Temporary psychosis, or he was on a weird ship and out of place, and he was far from home, and he already was having anxiety. You know what I mean? They're going to watch. Already saying he don't remember it. You can't make this up.
Right.
Amy, there's supposed to be a way I can do it. I'm going to have to figure it out. Yeah, for sure I will. Let's keep going. I cannot believe that that's where they're going with the defense. I mean, it's beyond obvious.
She believes the boy, that he doesn't remember what happened. She also says the boy was hospitalized for a psychiatric evaluation once the ship returned to port.
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just Riverside. I get high quality podcast recordings right from my room. And I'm not even using expensive equipment. Watch this. Riverside turns my recording into social clips automatically. It even creates thumbnails and writes the description, so I can post it fast without getting overwhelmed. If you want to start a podcast, this is the only tool you need. Try it for free today.
Well, damn. Okay. All right. Hold on. That was wild.
You
Hang
don't
on
know what
now.
an AI work management platform
Hold
is?
on 1 second, y'all.
Yikes.
Hold
Here's
on.
3
Let
new
me get this.
AI-powered changes to the...
Now, let's talk about
Okay.
this custody hearing, this custody case that has been playing out in the public eye after the death of Anna Kepner, because that's where we are getting a lot of our information through official channels. And again, it involves Anna Kepner's stepmom, Chantel, formerly Chantel Hudson, and Thomas Hudson, who is her ex-husband. And not only are we learning about the stepson, the stepbrother, the potential suspect in this case, daughter immediately. Now, in their most recent hearing, which happened on December 17th, the two sides broke down decisions that were made on the cruise. Here's Thomas Hudson's attorney, who laid out his core concerns about the cruise right in his opening statement. Listen to how he framed it for the judge.
Your Honor, in this case, obviously, it's our position that the youngest child is at risk for a number of reasons. As the court is aware through the pleadings, there's a young lady who's passed away. That matter is still under investigation. That was not my client's child, but the stepchild of the mother in this case, and the remaining 16-year-old is now a suspect in that case. In this case, the mother took the children, both on a cruise against my client's wishes, while preventing him from having regular contact with those children. We believe that the arrangement is sufficient in engaging
situation investigation.
We believe that there was a suspect in that after he was released from the hospital upon the return to the United Mom.
This was the first time that we heard in court that criminal charges for Anna's death are being actively considered, because the FBI really hasn't said anything publicly.
How long is Timothy expected to remain with the relative?
At this point, we're not sure. We're not sure what the FBI is going to do, whether he's going to be charged federally or whether they're going to turn it over to the state.
Now, with that potential prosecution hanging in the air, the stepmom was called to the stand and forced to answer for the exact environment and decisions that the FBI is now investigating. The questioning went straight to the cruise and the choices made there.
Did you recently go on a cruise?
Yes.
And did any of the children go with you on the cruise? Did you reach out to Mr. Hudson to request that he agree to passports for the children?
I reached out to him to inform him of my itinerary to take the children on a cruise, and did ask for the passports, but they weren't needed in this cruise.
And Mr. Hudson actually refused to cooperate with obtaining passports, correct?
To sign for the passports, yes. Shared
obtaining passports, correct?
To sign for the passports, yes.
All right, real quick. This is Timothy's mom, the stepbrother. This is his mother, and this is Anna's stepmom.
This shit really good,
So
man.
listen to this shit.
You said passports weren't necessary, so they weren't obtained.
Correct.
As far as the minor children, what were the sleeping arrangements on this cruise?
Was in my room with my husband and his 9-year-old daughter, and then shared a room with his stepsister and stepbrother. Well, the room was directly across from ours.
What was the stepsister's name?
Anna Kepner.
And what was the stepbrother's name? And how old is
14.
And how old was Anna?
18.
Now, who made the decision to have these 3 teenagers in one room in the cruise?
We had talked it over with our travel agent, and that was what was suggested.
Travel
Did you have to
agent.
sign any special permission for
No.
the children?
What in the freak? Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Mutual decision.
Wow. Okay.
A
Interesting.
mutual decision between herself and her husband. They had talked it through with their travel agent. So you want to basically save a little money, cut corners.
Right.
First of all, well, no, I would share a cabin with my brothers. I was going to say that my parents would put me in a cabin, but no, I probably would share one with my brothers. But in a lot of cases, girls would, you know what I mean? Girls would have theirs and the boys would have theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's, we're talking about,
If you had trouble in the past,
yeah, and especially with the,
if you had no trouble, then maybe you
situation.
could share. But if you had trouble, then you're not sharing with my daughter.
no, well, and not only, I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not going, if you're a stepbrother and sister, I'm not putting you in the same damn room. Yeah, why would you do that to begin with? And they're 16 and 18.
And you've had trouble already.
And yeah, I mean, that's the big kicker, but even without
That's what I
that,
keep saying. If there was no trouble, maybe, but I wouldn't put 2 teenage kids in the same room, the opposite sex.
it's weird.
No.
It's so weird. All right, let's keep going. Interesting. They talked it up. She said her and her husband talked it over with their travel agent.
This dude does all kinds of fucking things. This is amazing. I was trying to see if we had more zombie things. He has got all kinds of shit. Sterling R. Jackson. Sterling R. Jackson, Rob Zombie covers.
All right.
So permission for
No.
the children to reside together? So was it a mutual decision between yourself and your husband?
Correct.
And at some point, did you discover that one of the children had passed away?
Yes.
And when was that you discovered that?
Friday morning.
When was the last time that you had seen the child before that Friday morning?
Thursday night.
You know approximately what time?
Right around 6:30.
And your child, did you see him that Thursday night as well?
Yes.
What time did you see him at?
Closer to 7. Just a little bit before 7.
What was he doing at that time?
He was headed back to his room.
You know whether or not was present in the room as well?
They all were head back to their room, as far as I know.
So where was their room in relation to your room?
Right across the hall. You walked out my door, their door was right in front of it.
Did you return to your room that evening?
Yes,
What time did you return to your room?
7 o'clock.
Hi, Ashlyn. It's good to see you, dear.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. This is a horse of a whole nother color. Their room was directly across from
Yes.
Anna's. So
Yes.
where were y'all when this fight happened and she was screaming?
They were still out on the ship.
I mean, okay, like what? Like on the dance floor, or maybe at the bar, or wherever they were that night.
Right. It was down on one of the other decks, probably.
I just cannot fathom why the casino just are in. Okay.
Casino.
Fawn says, Mary, you really are on the defensive. We're all just having a conversation without name calling. What's going on?
You can block each other, you know.
Wait a minute, Mary, what's going on, honey? I wouldn't. I was adopted, private adoption. I was from one family. My brother was from a different family, adopted by the same parents.
Oh.
You can have.
Ooh, oh, no.
So, Mary, please, yeah, let's not argue, you guys. Y'all, come on, let's get along. We all are interested in this case, and we're all here for the same things. We don't need to argue amongst one another. We're not each other's enemies. If you don't like somebody in chat or there's someone that's bothering you, just block them. Y'all just block each other. Come on, guys.
Remember,
It's
Mary's
honestly not
new.
worth it.
Remember, Mary's new, so she might not know how to block.
All right, here we go.
7 p.m.
Yeah, right. It was actually closer to 7:30.
Did you stay in the room for the rest of the night?
Yes.
With the teenagers across the hall, did you ever go in and check on them?
No, I had went to sleep.
Do you know if Christopher went across the hall to check on them?
Not that I know of.
Do you know if Christopher left the room that night on that Thursday night?
I never seen him leave the room.
The attorney then pivoted to questions about the environment on the ship, probing what activities the teenagers might have had access to, specifically alcohol and gambling. She says the underage children didn't drink because they're not old enough, but when pressed specifically about the 18-year-old, Anna Kepner, her answer was a firm, I don't know, which leaves a question about what supervision or awareness there was of Anna on this cruise, an adult who was sharing a room with 2 minors, including the reported suspect in her death. Listen to this.
Had you drank it all during the cruise?
I had 2 pina coladas and a blue Hawaiian earlier in the week, but it wasn't on the same day. It was like one a day.
Do you know if the children, based on being in international waters, could I drink alcohol?
No.
You don't know?
No, they didn't. They're not old enough.
What about Anna?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. How can you say you don't know, but you don't?
Aware that the children were.
How can you say they didn't? They're not old enough. But then when it comes to Anna, you said you don't know. I don't. You see how it's almost like she's trying to sow doubt in people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But come on.
Thank you, Amy Lynn, for your $4.99. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Amy Lynn, for the $4.99. Dropping in, showing some love in chat. Thank you. Let me get you a round of applause. All right. Let me get Amy. There it is. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Thank you.
That's a cover.
No Madness. Good to see you. They were still at dinner. Yeah, No Madness. I'm not judging anybody either. I'm just, and honest to God, if I'm coming off that way, I'm really not trying to. I'm not trying to be judgmental or hateful or anything like that. I am genuinely asking questions that, cross my mind. All right. Give me just a second, y'all. Sorry. He's got this.
We're gambling at
Craig,
some point.
please turn
Well,
it
Anna's
down.
18,
It's so loud.
so I know she was in there at one point in time, but the other kids were not.
You're sure that the other kids were not gambling?
I'm sure the other kids were not gambling.
Next, the questioning turned to a critical detail, and it goes directly to the state of the 16-year-old suspect in the hours before Anna's death. It's his prescribed medication. The attorney established that the teen has ADHD and takes two medications. One he takes in the morning called Concerta, and then he takes a nighttime pill for insomnia called clonidine. Chantel, the stepmom, testified that she held on to both medications on the cruise, but then came a major admission about the final night.
As far as does he have any diagnoses?
He has ADHD.
And how long has he been diagnosed with ADHD?
About 3 or 4 years.
No, it's ADHD and
It
insomnia.
was after
What's
your
that?
separation from Mr.
Yep.
Johnson, correct?
About that timeline, yes.
And does he receive medication for his ADHD?
He does.
There it is.
What medication was he on for his ADHD?
Methylphenidate.
It's a different one.
If you know.
Methylphenidate, I don't know the spelling.
Okay.
The name brand's Concerta. That helps.
Thank you.
Oh, Concerta. Is that what she
And how
said?
often would take that medication?
Every morning.
And did he take the medication on the cruise with him?
Yes. He also takes a nighttime pill as well.
Same medication?
No, it's clonidine.
What is that for?
Insomnia.
Did you hold on to the medications?
Yes.
Did you make sure he took his medications every day?
He took his morning pill every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
You held on to the clonidine as well?
Mhm.
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
And what do you mean he missed the doses? What happened there,
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I fell asleep before he did.
Just to make sure I understand him, while on the cruise, he missed taking that nighttime medication twice. One of the nights was because he fell asleep prior to taking the medication, and the other night was the night before.
Correct. I fell asleep before he
He
did.
fell asleep, so he did not get the medication the night.
Yeah, he didn't come
before
back.
the incident. All right, thank you.
So according to her own testimony, the 16-year-old suspect who had been prescribed medication for insomnia didn't receive that medication on the final night. She says that she fell asleep before he did and didn't give it to him. Now, this raises immediate questions for the investigation because you have to wonder what was the state of mind or the ability to sleep that night without his medication. Could that
They're
have
going to
been
use that as a
overreaction or behavior?
defense. We know that.
Allegedly inside that.
I mean, put a 1 in chat if you believe that they're going to use insomnia as a defense of a temporary psychosis. I really genuinely believe.
They will. They will.
That's exactly where they're
Carnival
going with
Cruise guy?
this.
Are you still on the sidecast?
Mm-hmm. Look at all those. Yep. So I think we're all in agreement with one another. Yeah. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, Dee Dee,
Planning to publish your book?
Sorry, hold on. Dee Dee, are y'all still going live tomorrow night? I am ready for it. Wendy and Dee Dee are supposed to be having a live on Friday, which is tomorrow, if they still are. Let me see. Hang on a second. Oh, shoot. Dee Dee says, good, thanks. I think so. Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Mentally incompetent. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something like that.
After the cruise, did she have to be removed from
Oh,
school?
Lynn, that does go
They placed her on homeschool. They just unenrolled her this past month.
I mean, what, babe?
Amy Lynn says ADHD and insomnia of what her son had, but that usually goes hand in hand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mary says, I'll be back, fam. I'm looking up the meds. Okay, Mary. Thank you for being here with us. Mama Bear says the ADHD meds can cause the insomnia, unfortunately. Yeah, because my nephew was on Concerta.
I went through it when I was a kid.
Yeah. My nephew was on Concerta.
All respect to drug side effects, but they ain't no drug side effect that's gonna make you go strangle your sister.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's just be real. What drug side effect's gonna make you strangle your little brother? You're gonna go strangle your little brother because you had a drug ready?
Nope.
There ain't nothing you could take fucking make me go strangle my
I mean, he's got a point. I can't think of a medicine I would take that would make me want to do something like that.
I took a lot of drugs.
I feel like you'd have
I
to.
took a lot of drugs in my life.
I feel like
never took nothing that made me say, I'm gonna go strangle my
Lack
little
of.
Yeah.
If you don't take a medication, you can become psychotic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel he's got a point.
Bipolar, for instance. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair excuse.
I think Craig makes a good point there. Like, I feel like you'd have to inherently have that in you, within you.
Yeah. I think he went in there and he told her, like, you know, I want to let's do it. And she's like, no, and he's like, well, I'm gonna kill you then.
Or or he just got mad because she like out of rejection.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you can rearrange the words all you want. Like,
right.
He's like, let's do it. She says no, and he says, well, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my God, it's awful. All right.
Yeah, that's going into like psychopathic. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to find more of what the boyfriend said.
Does he have trouble throughout school? Did he get fights?
Well, I'm gonna do some more digging.
Kid throughout school. Do we have anything? You know, any history on that? You know what I'm saying? Like that would be fun to dig up. That you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Am I the only one asking these questions?
No.
I mean, but you don't have any of it. You know what I mean? So either other people are asking and we're not getting answers, but you know what I mean? Like, did he ever get in fights at school with other kids? Does he have a history of girlfriends?
Yeah.
Did he have a girlfriend at all? Like,
well, let me read this real quick.
For the story's sake, I mean, it would be more interesting to know, like,
yeah,
what's going on in this
trying to
boy's
get
mind
more into his.
for him to want to do this. this, right?
So right here, I'm reading something on
I think he
Facebook.
had trouble long before she ever came into his picture.
Well, I'm reading something on Facebook now. It says his stepmother Chantel Hudson hiding her son's crimes after Anna Kepner's mysterious death on a cruise ship. In the shadow of the scandal-filled voyage aboard the Carnival Horizon, Chantel Hudson Kepner, Anna Kepner's stepmother, has been accused of repeatedly protecting her biological son. Let me see.
So he did have troubles, and mom was covering it. Is that what you're saying?
From the dark actions of he allegedly committed against the young woman Anna. Sources say that Chantel. Well, let me read it.
I'm sorry.
Sources say that Chantel intervened multiple times, covering up and handling, quote unquote, suspicious warning signs even before the tragedy unfolded. Investigators are now closely examining her role in allegedly concealing evidence.
Was this her only son?
And enabling multiple, I don't know, Craig, enabling multiple unusual encounters.
I'm just throwing questions out.
You got to let me finish reading this.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but you're
okay.
Okay, you're cutting me off. Allegedly concealing evidence and enabling multiple unusual encounters between her son and Anna while on the cruise. Let me read that part again. Even before the tragedy unfolded, investigators are now closely examining her role in allegedly concealing evidence and enabling multiple unusual encounters between her son and Anna while on the cruise. That's crazy. Reports from court documents and internal family messages suggest that Chantel did not remain silent. She may have actively shielded her son.
The mom?
Yes. She may have actively shielded her son despite his prior pattern of disturbing behavior directed at Anna, an 18-year-old full of life, a cheerleader, and someone who has been dreaming of a bright future. We are definitely going to let's see. Planning. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Did anybody hear this may have been premeditated?
Yes, it was in the documents.
What? How did I miss that part?
Yeah.
What? Hold on. All right. Tragedy on the high seas. Anna Kepner was allegedly abused by her stepbrother before losing her life. Chilling new details have emerged about the death of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old cheerleader who lost her life last November while on family vacation in the Caribbean. What was thought to be a brutal unaliving turned out to be even darker and even more darker nightmare. This Monday, at the U.S. Department of Justice, he announced charges of aggravated sexual assault and first-degree murder against his 16-year-old stepbrother, identified only as TH. According to the federal indictment, let me see. I lost my spot. Let me see. Let me zoom in. Okay. The minor not only ended Anna's life, but he abused her before unaliving her while the rest of the family was on board. The autopsy confirmed that Anna died of mechanical suffocation. His body was her body was found by a cleaning employee, wrapped in blankets and hidden under the bed in the cabin that she shared with.
You don't think it's weird that they made it that long for the maid to find it, and not the mom or the dad or anybody else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. That is weird.
I'm going in my gun.
It is. Let's see. The autopsy confirmed that Anna died of mechanical suffocation. Her body, I don't know why they said his. Her body was found by a cleaning employee wrapped in blankets and hidden under the bed in the cabin that she shared with the assailant. The most heartbreaking thing is that Anna's younger brother slept that night just feet away from his sister's lifeless body, unaware of the horror that had occurred. Oh my God.
That's the 14-year-old.
Yeah, and didn't even know it. Jesus. Given the severity of the planning of the attack, the 16-year-old will be tried as an adult. Investigations revealed that the teen had a twisted obsession with his stepsister, Anna, affectionately known as Anna Banana, was an outstanding gymnast and had just passed the exams to join the military.
No.
She was going into the Navy, Craig. She had a whole future ahead of her. He was a light in our family. I don't know why they're saying he. She was a light in our family, her loved ones say. Today, the light went out. What should have been her dream vacation at the hands of someone who should have protected her. And then here's the idiot standing beside her. And they're not shielding his identity anymore because he's being tried as an adult. So, teen stepbrother's identity and face revealed in Crew's death of cheerleader Anna Kepner. We already know Anna's stepbrother was the one accused of her death, but now, for the first time, we're seeing his identity and face publicly.
She deserved better than that.
Yeah, 16-year-old
She deserved something better than that.
Timothy Hudson has been indicted on charges of first degree and aggravated SA. He's being tried as an adult in federal court, which is why his identity is now being released, because he was a juvenile at the time and cannot face the death penalty. Anna, 18, was on board the Carnival Horizon when her family traveling from Mexico back to Florida when everything changed. The night before she was found, Anna told her family at dinner that she wasn't feeling well, and she went back to the cabin early. She was sharing the room with Timothy and her 14-year-old half-brother. At some point, she was left alone. She was left alone in the room with Timothy, even though there had allegedly been previous issues between them. Her younger brother later came back but didn't see her. Thinking she was somewhere else on the ship, he went to sleep, not realizing what had happened just feet away. The next morning, the boys went to breakfast, and that's when the family realized Anna was missing.
Imagine that's your brother's sister.
I could not. Not long after, a medical examiner was called over to the ship's intercom. When her father rushed back to the cabin, a cleaning crew had already made the discovery. Anna's body had been hidden under the bed, wrapped in a blanket and covered in with life preservers. Investigators later said that she died from asphyxiation, possibly caused by a bar hold. When the ship returned to Miami, FBI agents boarded, interviewed the family, and begun going through surveillance footage. Timothy reportedly told investigators that he couldn't remember what happened. He needs to be tried in a Florida court. That's what I mean, period. Even before charges were officially announced, court documents from a separate custody case had already referred to him as a suspect. Since then, he's been living with a relative while wearing a GPS monitor. If convicted, he faces decades in prison through life without parole for juveniles is no longer
It's true.
mandatory.
That little boy goes into jail population. They're going to take care of it.
Anna's family
true.
described her as
It is
full
what
of
it is.
life, outgoing, and someone who loved to travel. Let me see. She had plans for the future, including possibly joining the Navy and working in law enforcement. Man. And then look, here's the freaking weird, nerdy looking, like, creeper.
He won't be able to stay in isolation.
It looks like a
He's going to
Poindexter.
stick in the general population. They're going to take
But look
care
how
of
much bigger he is than she is, you know?
it. He won't make it long.
Shameful. Hold on a second, y'all. I hit the wrong thing. Not crazy. Hold on. Let's see. I mean, she was tiny compared to him. Anna Kepner's dad is furious. His teen stepson is free despite being accused of R-ing and unaliving her. He is a danger. Well, that's good that her dad doesn't want. Let me see.
I think I'm a cool dad, but I ain't gonna let you. They ain't gonna happen with my little daughter.
Hell no. You got to protect them.
I got two older boys that's gonna protect my little girl. You know what I mean?
We got four boys.
Exactly. Well, you know what I mean. Like immediately-
Previous unknown details in the Anna Kepner case are now surfacing 5 months later. Police have outlined minutes leading up to her death and that have remained unclear till now, and what her stepbrother did before allegedly taking her life is still sending chills down everyone's spine. Hold on a second. Where did finally justice is coming for Anna Kepner? Yeah, this dude should not get out of jail. He shouldn't be out of jail right now. Oh, check this out. Well, oh, look, the cloud never forgets. FBI recovers deleted video from Anna Kepner's phone, and it captures her unaliver's face. Anna's final act of bravery was hitting record. Sources close to the FBI lab confirm that a deleted, partially synced cloud file has been recovered. The footage reportedly shows the 16-year-old suspect standing over Anna's bed in the moments leading up to the assault. Wow.
Interesting. That's good.
Well, I mean, he's done so just by
Yeah.
the surveillance footage at the cruise.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right, Reality, can you talk to them for just a minute while I go? I gotta go potty.
Go.
All right, give me just a second, y'all. Hey, Luna. Luna says, I'll say the parents of both Anna and her stepbrother failed both of them. I've called the law on my own son to protect himself and others. Exactly, Luna. I'll be right back, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Sure to hit that like button. Go, Speed Racer, go. I do that sometimes in the vehicle. Hope everybody had a beautiful day. Hope you guys' weather wasn't terribly horrible. In some places I've seen it has been. All I know is I'm just tired of the bipolar weather. I would say so, Astra. You do need some days off. You need to relax a little bit. I would say it was warm here, not too terribly hot, but I don't like when I'm not ready for it. I don't like it to be hot. So I'll stay indoors. Oh, those Santa Ana winds, oh, they suck. Now you have high fire danger. This family just seems very dysfunctional. They've got a lot of issues, a lot of things that are questionable, skeletons in the closets. Well, I guess you could say a lot of families do, but for the mother to sit here and try to cover for her son like this is unacceptable. And she deserves justice. Well, of course, just my girls, but he also needs to be held accountable for what he had done. He had unalived her. He assaulted her. Therefore, he should pay the consequences. Yeah, and he doesn't belong out on the streets. No, I said that earlier that he belonged in a facility behind bars, on house arrest. No, he should be in a facility. He should be locked behind bars. Juvenile hall. I don't care. He doesn't need to be out roaming around free, living like he didn't do anything wrong.
Thank you, reality.
You're welcome.
All right, here we go. Sorry, guys.
Anytime.
All right, so it says he remembers nothing,
I had to learn.
yet this detail should never exist. In a chilling interview, the parents of Anna Kepner exposed the one terrifying inconsistency that shattered the suspect's story. The accused claims that a blank memory of that night, but somehow a detail emerged, one they insist that Anna would never have allowed under any circumstance. That's when everything changed because of that night. Because if that night is truly, quote, gone, where did the detail come from? What began as a claim of confusion is now spiraling into something far darker. A crack in the story that refuses to be explained, memory that doesn't exist, a detail that shouldn't exist, and the truth may have just slipped through. Okay, and then why don't you just say what it is? Like, it says watch now. Hold on. I hate when they do that.
You got any more chicken?
There's a rotisserie chicken in there on the stove.
Like, I love to eat chicken.
There's a whole
My
rotisserie.
brother and my dad, they were like, y'all eat chicken so much, I'm a club.
Yeah.
Like, I want more chicken.
Well, there's a whole rotisserie chicken on the stove in there. Yeah. It's
I like
from
the
today.
wings, you know, little wings.
Yeah.
Hot wings or whatever.
I don't know if I got any of those or not. Thanks to Plunder, we are now seeing that Timothy Hudson, the stepbrother charged with SAing and unaliving Anna Kepner, has added a new attorney to his defense team. According to AVVO, a website that provides information about attorneys and legal services, Abigail Emily Becker has joined Timothy's defense team. Becker has been licensed for 16 years and works as a criminal defense attorney in Miami. Her areas of practice include criminal defense, family law, and commercial law. So he's got a team?
Sounds like it.
I mean, look, Bucko. I mean, I don't know how much of a defense this kid's really got at this point.
He's screwed.
I mean, seriously, he's on video going in the room. Nobody else is seen coming or going. Y'all.
If they gave a damn about him, they'd give him a little fucking boat and tell him to fucking start selling for the 7 Seas, boy.
I'm about to give y'all a trigger warning now, okay?
He's screwed. He did it.
Trigger warning.
We all know it.
It is confirmed Anna Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother has been indicted on federal charges, including unaliving and SAN, aggravated SA. Not just regular SA, aggravated SA. Trigger warning, you guys. Just going to say that again.
So he assaulted her before she died?
Yeah, listen to this.
As he was strangling her, he assaulted her?
Oh, listen to this.
Basically.
Authorities say this happened while they were on international waters on the way to Miami. The medical examiner ruled her death mechanical asphyxiation. Anna was only 18 years old. She was found beaten, naked, wrapped in bed sheets, and hidden under a cabin bed, partially covered with life jackets. What's even more disturbing? He allegedly slept in the bed that was above her afterward, like nothing had happened. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but it says there are also reports that the father and stepmother tried to keep everything quiet. The whole situation is beyond heartbreaking and sickening.
Yeah. I don't care if you're my favorite fucking child.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
calling the
true.
fucking cops and your ass is gone.
I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know.
I'm just saying. If it's me and you're my favorite fucking child, you did that. I'd be like, all right, Brittany, stay right here. I'm fucking call the cops. Get this motherfucker out of here.
All right, let's
You know what I
see.
mean?
Yeah. Anna Kepner was staying in a room with her 14-year-old brother and 16-year-old stepbrother across the hall from her dad and stepmom. Hold on. All right. The father of Anna Kepner has seemingly changed his tune and is now expressing anger and heartbreak over the release of his 16-year-old stepson, who was accused of unaliving and SAN Anna back in November. Christopher Kepner told reporters that he is frustrated that Timothy Hudson
Did you cook something else?
has not been jailed.
Smells like
There's some cheeseburgers in there.
What do you
Hold on, guys.
Sure that's on fire.
You got a steak in the if you didn't eat that other steak, you got that other steak.
What is that?
What?
Your drink is spilling
Is it?
again.
How?
Can you get a paper
I
towel?
didn't even rack the ice that time.
You keep stabbing the damn cup, really. You're stabbing holes all in the cup.
Let me see.
You're stabbing holes in the cup and it's leaking everywhere. That's why I keep telling you, quit stabbing it.
Oh my Lord. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry.
Never tell me you're sorry.
Yeah, I do. Hold on.
Now it's gonna fall. That's not gonna sit properly. You got a damn hole in the cup.
Usually I got another one in here. Okay. Let's see. I'm about to end this in just a minute anyway. We're going to do part 2 tomorrow.
You're breathing the hurricane.
Life sentence. He said he feels okay. Here we go. Christopher Kepner told reporters that he is frustrated that Timothy Hudson has not been jailed while facing several federal severe, not several, severe federal charges that could lead to a life sentence. He said it feels like the family has been left powerless while the suspect still remains free months after the incident.
How old was the girl again?
18. He also said that Hudson should be locked up and not allowed in public, especially around women or children,
Oh, hell no.
calling him dangerous and saying that he believes that he poses a risk to others and himself.
He should never be around.
According to him, Hudson has not shown any remorse
I don't think he should ever be free.
and continues to
Period, to be honest.
and he continues to claim that he cannot remember what happened without offering any apology.
Don't worry, they're gonna put you on fucking general population and the boys will make you remember.
I cannot even imagine. I cannot even imagine this poor dad. You know, I definitely give him grace because, you know, I mean, you don't know what was in his mind.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like, if I have a daughter, like you got to be a daughter dad. You know what I mean? You got to change your mindset. Like having sons, I don't have to worry as much. But if I got a daughter, like I got to constantly worry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's his fault by any stretch of the means, but I'd be harder on myself. That why didn't you care more? You shouldn't have put her in there after there was already issues. There was issues before this, and you allowed your daughter to go back in there again. I think you should live with some fucking guilt in your heart, buddy.
I just don't understand. I want to know more details. Luna, that's what I mean, not Luna, I'm sorry. Shirley, I want to know that too. Shirley says, why were teens of opposite sex able to share the same cabin?
Right.
Something smells fishy there.
Especially after issues. If there had been no issues, maybe, but after they had issues already, something's real odd. It makes you think, is there other things that we don't know about?
Yeah, I agree, y'all. Well, look, we're gonna do part 2. Well,
It shows people are invested in this story, though, right?
yeah.
They actually. So this is definitely what we need to hit again. People are interested, right?
Well, yeah, I would like to get more information. But listen, tomorrow night we've got
I want to get over the God. What is his name?
yeah, we got
Godfrey or
Bill Gothard. We're still going to do a
Gothard?
deep dive on that. We got the MJ live on Saturday.
Michael Jackson.
I'm so excited about that one. I've got all kinds of stuff already.
David tomorrow.
Oh, David, we got to do David. Yeah. Hey, GSD mom. Hey, Brit and chat.
The David thing's so sick. I don't even.
I can only hope that the punk gets what he's
Good night.
right. Listen, y'all.
I hope David gets what he deserves.
Because I seen a couple of y'all asking how could he be out. I had the same question, but one of the
Maybe a child.
one of the things that I stumbled across when looking on how it's possible. This case is so different from any other case because it happened on international waters. So,
What are the variations that makes it different?
because they were, even though they were on the way back to Florida, they were still out at
I mean, I
sea.
get the international waters. What makes that different legally?
Legally, that means that there's not. It's a special type of trial.
Right.
It's going to be a 7-day trial. It's not going to be.
It's not
an American trial.
Well, you're right. So who's the child apply with then?
Hold on a second. I
Federal.
think it's
It's
the
a federal.
Caribbean. Yeah, it's
Supposed to be a
federal.
federal.
It is a special federal trial.
Yes.
Well, federal means like
It was
federal,
international
United
waters.
States federal. You mean like
It wasn't on
Interpol?
land.
Is that what you mean?
No, federal.
It wasn't on land.
Whenever
It
it's
happened at
outside of
sea.
federal jurisdiction, then it becomes Interpol. You know what Interpol is?
It's
Hold
like
on.
international.
It's the it's a coalition of countries. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Interpol.
Yes.
And that's beyond federal.
I don't know.
But that only applies, like I said, in open seas.
But they're going to have. They're going. It's going to be in federal court. So.
But it may be within Caribbean district to where it is federal. Depends on how far they were out in the ocean.
I'll look into it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's look it
Of
up.
why it's like set the way it is.
What is
Here,
it? Timothy Hudson.
I'll look it up real fast. Interpol is
Right. That's
it's a
right. No
coalition
state
of
can
different
trust
nations.
because it didn't happen on land.
What is the Interpol?
Craig's gonna find
Let's see
out
if we
right
can get
now.
an actual audio response. What is Interpol if you're out far into the sea?
Oh, DJ, we're praying for you,
Hold on a
dear.
second. Let me try to get to the right speaker.
It's taking a while there, Craig.
You find it?
Interpol, or the International Criminal Police Organization, is a global agency that facilitates international police cooperation. If you're far out at sea, Interpol doesn't have a direct law enforcement presence like a Coast Guard or Navy would. Instead, they help coordinate across countries, relay information, and assist in investigations involving cross-border crime.
Well,
So if we're out in international seas and there was a murder on a cruise ship, how would Interpol handle this situation, and how would the trial go? Short response.
Answer. Interpol doesn't investigate or arrest anyone. It
No.
coordinates. What
Right.
actually happens? Jurisdiction.
Lord,
The case
so
usually
loud.
falls under the country where the ship is registered. Flag state. It can also involve the victim's or suspect's nationality or the country where the ship docks next. At sea, the ship's captain secures the scene and detains the
So
suspect.
therefore, it was coming back
When
to
docked,
Florida.
local police
That's
from the
why
port
it's
country board
federal.
can take over.
Yeah.
Interpol's role shares intelligence between countries, issues alerts like a red notice if someone flees, helps coordinate extradition if needed.
So Interpol is
Trial
nothing.
happens in whichever country claims jurisdiction, most often the ship's flag state or where the suspect is handed over. That country's laws and courts apply. So Interpol is basically
So
the middleman
loud.
for
God.
international
Can you turn it
coordination,
down a little?
not the one
So
running the case.
it happened in the it was the Bahamas, and they were docking in the Bahamas. Then their that island would take over
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
When he's coming back to the United States, the port was in Florida, therefore it's America, and now it's federal.
Okay. All right. Well,
So basically, what it was saying was
By the
Interpol
port.
would take care of it until you get back to your dock.
Okay.
Once you dock back at, are you okay with your phone there?
It's malfunctioning. Go ahead. Continue.
Did you get what I was saying?
Between you and reality, I think I'm pretty schooled on it now.
All right.
GSD, GSD mom, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to Club Mabel. Let me see real quick. I done took it off.
We're gonna go out with a gong.
Yeah, thank you for being a friend. At Allegedly with Brittany J. There, I just did it for y'all, and there's the gong. All right, guys. So tomorrow I'm going. Yeah, I will be
sing like that for me tonight.
I'm gonna share Wendy V's link, and y'all be looking on my community post. I'm gonna try to catch the live, and then I will be doing a stream tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna try to do two because it's Friday.
Yeah,
it's Friday. It's Friday night.
You need to pray for DJ. He sent you an email that needs you to read.
Seafood. Get some oysters and
Oh
shrimp.
God, maybe you can get them. You can get some. I'm not.
Oh, you too good to eat seafood?
I
huh?
don't eat oysters.
No, she don't eat oysters.
Okay, yeah.
Freaking they. Oh God, they're so
told
gross.
us all along. Shit.
Oh, they're so gross.
Anyway, good night. Love ya. Good night, everybody. Be the
Night,
change you
love
want
you
to
too.
be. Peace out. Bye.
Love you guys. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all please go over and sub up to Wendy and Dee Dee. I'll be over there supporting them when they go live. And then we'll be doing a live tomorrow. GSD Mom, thank you for becoming a member, sweetheart. I appreciate you. To everybody who has supported the channel, whether it's being here tonight, just hanging out with us, clicking that thumbs up. If you hype's always so appreciative. I think I'm about to start doing some pre-records. So I'm checking out some of these channels lately, and they do about they are making it a routine schedule thing. I want to aim for this where I do 3 to 4 current event live. 3 to 4 current event pre-recorded videos that stem from 5 to 10 minutes long every day at the same time. I think I'm gonna start uploading. So y'all be looking for that. It's just gonna be me addressing things that are going on. It might be something conspiratorial. The next topic might be something about the news. The next topic might be something about, something that happened overnight or a weird weather anomaly. I don't know, just random shit. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And start getting some pre-recorded videos on both channels. So Jiggy, I'm sorry you missed it, but I'm glad you're here. I hope you're okay. All right, y'all. Well, I love you. Y'all have a good night, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Bye. Bye, guys. Video.